Yeah. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and it's a Feel Good Friday night. I hope everyone out there is happy, healthy, and safe. But we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. We got SmackDown. We got Rampage, your alternative commentary to all the action tonight. We're going to blow up this chat and find out what is on your wrestling mind. But, folks, strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good, and let's go.
What in the name of soundboard was that?
Your face completely fucked me up. Folks, it's a Feel Good Friday night. Like I said, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. Obviously, we're feeling good already. We're waiting for SmackDown to kick off. We got a little bit of our pre-show to get into tonight, but it's going to be a fun one. Lots to talk about, of course. Lots of storylines going into to tonight, including the tag match that we'll talk about coming up. We also have Rampage on the eve of another collision, which is on the eve of Forbidden Door 2. So lots of wrestling news, lots of things to talk about, lots of eves, lots of things to get through. And who's going to bring you there all through this night? It's going to be myself, Mr. KJ White, Mr. KJ White, Mr. Every Night, the Iron Man of YouTube. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrasslin for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and yes, we are the ones out here speakifying and preachifying about the good gospel of professional wrestling and everything. We're out here with another conversation for the congregation as we're got Friday Night SmackDown. We've got the next chapter in the Samoan saga known as the Bloodline.
That's it.
I liked how they've named it that it's the Bloodline Civil War.
We named this the Civil War months ago, and I love that everyone caught up to it.
Yeah, it's
just saying.
Times just a little bit.
We can prove it too.
No, right. Well, speaking of proving things, I need this question answered first here and foremost. Speaking of the peoples, but C Money's saying, was that the It's a Hard Knock Life kids?
It might have been. Well,
that's Roman Reigns right now. It's a hard knock life for us. Everyone turns on me.
But, folks, thank you for being here on stream with us tonight. Like I said, at the top of the hour, we are going to dive into SmackDown. KJ, are you?
I just had to ask. He asked it.
Listen, man, sometimes when you're set to go, and you things just happen differently sometimes. You can't always predict.
That's how you know it's a feel-good Friday night, because we've action-packed for a huge weekend of wrestling. We've got Friday Night SmackDown, we've got Collision tomorrow night, and then we've got Forbidden Door 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yes, I mean, it's going to be a crazy weekend, and I mean, it doesn't even stop. We're back all through next week. It's heading into Canada Day, July 1st for Money in the Bank, live from the UK. That's going to be a banger. Another brunch with the boys, Nick.
And does that upset you that they went to the UK on Canada Day?
Yeah, what the fuck? You know,
and Tony's coming to Canada. Why can't you, Trips?
Yeah, what is going on? But I was more looking forward to a day off to celebrate. But I'll be here live. We'll get up.
Then he'll be on all the vitamins, folks. If you think he's on the vitamins now, you wait till Canada Day.
Right,
this man will be higher than a maple leaf.
Be wearing my "Kiss Me, I'm Canadian" apron, and
is that a thing?
No, I just stole it.
Well, you could have sold me. Start making merch right now with that. If that could be a thing,
right? I might have hijacked it from the Irish, but whatever.
You can have that. That ain't even what I'm mad at.
We'll do a little bit of a roll call just to see some of the early birds popping in to say hello, but Victor's in the house. I think this is the first stream ever, Nick, that started off with Fuego del Sol.
I literally, honestly, until I saw the news that he was kind of done with AEW, I forgot about Fuego del Sol. The Fuego was out on Del Sol.
Yeah, it was no Fuego, no Fuego.
No Fuego, no mas.
So, of course, people right away are like, Are we going to see Fuego in WWE? Maybe he'll go to
Hell
NXT.
no.
I'm like, no.
Your local AEW enhancement talent, Fuego del Sol.
Right. Yeah, he could definitely be on his way to AAA.
Now the question is when did Tony start ghosting him, and that's when he knew that he got released? Versus, did he actually give him walking papers? Or did just Tony didn't text back? Dear Tony, I've been writing you, but you still ain't calling.
Right? Not a word, nothing. And we're assuming that, yeah, we'll see what happens for Fuego. Again, to me, not the biggest of news. Now the rumor about Johnny Morrison, I think, has gone around pretty rapidly for all those who love to spoil it. But yeah, no, definitely Johnny Morrison looks to be a more permanent fixture moving forward for AEW.
Well, you figured once Taya was there, and a lovely name like Johnny TV. That's who I think of as a world champ, is Johnny TV. Jake Bill, and no offense, but Jake something.
Do you know what Jono Vision is? No, like it's a Canadian
JBL version of the Geratron 5000.
No, but okay, so you know J to the ROC, right?
J Rock.
Yeah, you know J Rock.
Yeah.
So before he was J Rock, he hosted like a Canadian talk show, and it was called Jono Vision.
I just know it's John O'Clock, mother.
It's John O'Clock, motherfucker. Jason, we're at 159 likes. Let's hit 200 before the end of stream. I couldn't say it any better, Jason. That's perfect. Yeah, we're grateful for 159 out of the gate tonight. But yeah, I'd love to see it hit 200, 300, 400. Let's go. Let's be greedy.
Why? Let's see if we can get 200 before SmackDown kicks off here. Why?
Yeah, there you go. Be a friend to a friend.
I was going to say, well, and we'll do this other helpful plug here and everything, but shout out to the Tribal Chief for the super chat for $9.99, the low price of $9.99. But how do you feel on the Bloodline Civil War for Money in the Bank? I'm hyped. Do you think Rikishi will show up and confront Solo? You can have that, KJ, because you've been on this bandwagon. You've been calling for Quiche.
I'm done. Yeah, I've been. That sounds so bad when you know what we're talking about. Yeah, I've been kind of hoping for this for a while now, where I would love to see Rikishi somehow be involved. I mean, we had talked about the use of others in the Samoan bloodline being involved, maybe a Tamina, maybe bringing back Afa and Sika and making them like sit on some tribunal. I would love to watch like the trial of the tribal chief.
Well, that's what we were allegedly supposed to have at one point as a segment,
but it was Sammy, wasn't it?
Yes. It was the trial of Sammy Uso. And then it kind of got kibosh there. Well, like, and that ties into, not to click away from the super chat real quick, but Esquire, I guess, Eck. What is next for the Bloodline? Probably add another member, and then Almighty saying, hi, everybody, can't wait for the Bloodline storyline. So that all kind of ties back into this. Nobody
gives a fuck about SmackDown. Everyone's just like, what is the Bloodline?
It's the best thing in professional wrestling. People have said it's the best thing in the past 10 plus years of professional wrestling. This is what you if this was on fucking AMC, on Turner, if this was Sons of Anarchy,
all talking Emmy,
The Walking Dead. Yeah, Roman deserves an Emmy, goddammit.
They're talking about Jay with a best supporting actor and shit. I mean, it's been good shit. Like,
they clean house at the Emmys if this was involved in that shit. But that's what I'm saying is I've said it for the longest time. This is the Sopranos of pro wrestling.
No, and it's been outstanding from the get-go. And every time people are like, it's getting boring, there's another angle, there's another twist. Remember, it was getting kind of stale. Then Sammy showed up. All of a sudden, it was the biggest thing in wrestling again. Then they were like, well, when he's done with Sammy, it's going to be boring. Oh, no, we're going to fuck around with Jay and Jimmy. Oh, we're still 2.9
and all this stuff,
million.
half of it wasn't even expected. And there's still, I've heard the rumors, I've heard the accusations that WWE has been in talks with a former New Japan tag team or New Japan performers about coming to WWE. And there might be a NXT call-up that could be added to this. Of granted, do we get a version to where the Bloodline literally moves out of the Anawahi family tree and we just start getting hired goons? It becomes like the corporation and everything.
Yeah, as long, I mean, again, I think they're trying to fit the bill of, but I mean, even the Gorillas of Destiny have been thrown around. There's been a lot of names, Jacob Fatu, which obviously he seems pretty committed to MLW. But there's so many names where people are like, all right, let's find out who could we bring in. Now, I did touch on the other night where I thought it was very interesting. Michael Cole generally very, purposeful in his speech, throws out,
Mhm.
this is the end of the bloodline as we know it. It's not the end of the bloodline. It's the end of the bloodline as we know it. Now, he could be referencing the fact that it's just lost 2 members, but I feel like there's more to it. I fear it's foreboding.
Well, a bit of there could be the expansion. You saw still that Austin Theory was trying to reach out to Mr. Heyman and everything.
Right?
And it's interesting that now the guy named Solo is the only member left of the bloodline besides Roman. Then it's just Roman. So
And here I go again on
yeah,
my own.
But speaking of John O'Clock, John, what up, my guy?
What's up, John?
C Money, what up? Small Mark, I'm gonna click on your typo and then I'm gonna click on what you meant of Heidi Who, Mr. Panky.
Heidi, Heidi, Heidi.
And he was trying to do Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo, and kind of got confused.
I don't want to think about Christmas at all. Sorry.
Fair enough. I mean, it's getting kind of hot and humid out here. I'm getting hot and bothered. So I mean,
right,
it might be nice for a little cold weather, but not too much.
Too soon.
All right. I think we will see Rikishi at Money in the Bank inside with Roman. Ooh.
That's what I love about this. Just because I want Rikishi involved doesn't mean he comes out and he says, screw you, Roman, and there's some angle with Roman. But I could definitely see him come out and say, like, what are you kids doing? You follow your chief through thick and thin. I don't give a shit about your feelings. Get in line. And they have to rebel against Daddy too. Or I still think there's an option there that Roman gets his hands on Rikishi and beats the living shit out of him to send a message.
Well, still, all big old Quiche there tweeted out was just figure it out. That's still Vegas shit. That's Vegas still like when Heyman threw the title in the middle of Brock and Roman. It could have really gone either way. You can read into that what you want. He just said figure it out.
Yep. And that's what I think has been good about this story for a long time, through a lot of the trials and tribulations. Even the first time when Roman and Jay were at odds, and there he is choking his cousins out to basically to the point where they join him because they can't beat him. It's continued to be strong. I think we're looking at almost 1,100 days now as champion. It's insane shit.
It's now what?
3 years?
3 years?
3 years
of this storyline. And that's what we thought we were going to be getting with Jimmy. We were going to get his kind of singles feud with Roman like Jay got.
Yeah.
And now we've got the whole different angle of, as much as CM Punk, speaking of how we're going to be here for Collision tomorrow night and everything. And that's the big news in AEW. But every time they think they've, figured out the question, I change up the answers, whatever the fuck his stupid ass saying was there on that Fox show. Yeah. But every time that we've thought we've figured out the Bloodline storyline, they go an entirely different angle we didn't see coming. Well, I mean, you kind of called the super kick, so props to you on that. But
Blind squirrel.
They constantly find new ways to innovate and still captivate.
Just on a quick side note, and you're completely right. I just got distracted. Dana White talking about Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk want to fight.
Yeah, I heard that.
Not as compelling as the Bloodline at this point, but I mean,
they want to fight on a submarine looking for the Titanic, and we can just end it all and just be fine. But anyway,
moving on, folks. We are rolling through. Like, we're about 15 minutes away from the start of SmackDown tonight.
Yes,
it's gonna be a fun one. But yeah, I want to see where this goes. And again, I don't even think it's a guarantee slam dunk that Roman loses his belt at WrestleMania 40. I don't know anymore. I don't know any of it.
Very true, very true. And that's what makes this so captivating and compelling, is literally they can go any way at any time.
They want it. They're just printing money. Now, the one criticism, though, sometimes is the rest of SmackDown feels like a bit of a popcorn fart. Like, they're not, we're floating through to get to the middle, right?
A little bit. Almighty says, if the Bloodline storyline was on WCW, I think it would have beaten WWE. Well, that's like putting LeBron again in Michael Jordan's era. That's a great idea and a great concept, but could we really judge how that would work out?
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's tough to shout because they had some of their good angles in that. And I think ultimately, the point here, Adam, is that if WCW had better storylines and not just these hotshot angles, they would have probably done better at beating WWE. This is what we caution AEW with at length at times, is that if you keep hotshotting, and you lack compelling character, the fan base will get bored. They will go back. Whether people love or hate WWE, the masses will move back, and we've seen it.
Oh, I was about to say we're seeing it right now. Literally, you can look at the primest example of a company that, granted, not all of their storylines are great. You know, they have some few misses, but when they make it, they fucking knock it out of the park, and you want to watch every replay of it. Versus a company that we're gonna throw everything against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the wrestling has to tie to it. Right now, we have examples like a Bray Wyatt, where, yeah, man, the story's great, the hype's great, all the buzz is great. Now get in the ring. You got to tie it to the wrestling. You go too far one way. The Bloodline has had a nice mix of a lot of build to storylines, even where in weeks that, we didn't see Roman for 2 or 3 weeks. Paul kept the story going. Paul kept it. Oh, just reminding us, by the way, this big shit's happening. And when he came back, they made it a big deal every time.
You don't need to take over the whole show, the whole thing. It's even like with CM Punk showing up on Wednesday. It was what? All of maybe 3 minutes, 30 seconds at if you want to be generous. But it sold a lot of people on that whole show. It progressed everything, and it got it to the point where I guess people were upset. A top star was upset. And
we're going to get into that.
Angry. Well, we can get into that in a commercial here. But
yeah, I didn't want to waste the pre-show about all the excitement. And maybe I'm on just too much of a feel-good vibe yet. But listen, there's something that needs to be desperately addressed. We've addressed it several times, and I think we're about to, take another swing at it because it's fucking bad, man.
Right.
But we'll save it for later. Look,
you can have that. But again, Tribal Chief with the super chat. So 100%, folks. I know as we're still about 10-12 minutes away from the start of SmackDown, I see a bunch of people showing up. Alexis, shout out. Chris, I see you. John, Clay. I think that's Ike. I hope I'm saying that right. I can't tell if that's a lowercase L or a capital I. But Tribal Chief very much standing out here with the super chats. 100%. That's what you got to do, unfortunately, because we got such a popular chat, but it also does help support the channel and everything. But he says, what do you think will happen in tonight's SmackDown? Also, would you love LA Knight to win Money in the Bank briefcase? I would. I would. This man's picked Logan Paul, though.
No.
He's in it now, so you got to stick with him.
Oh, I'm sticking with him. That Logan Paul's who I think will win. Who do I want to win? It's LA Knight. I would love for LA Knight. The story that came out over the last 24 hours about, I was turned into a manager because of my age. And I mean, this shit is just dumb. It's narrow-minded. To me, I'm like, Vince, you are the guy that were able to tweak and twist and work with all these stars to make them something. You didn't run with the Dingo Warrior. You figured out, let's call him the Ultimate Warrior. Like
the Ultimate Warrior.
Right. And I mean, when you see a guy with genuine talent to sit him on the bench because now you're 40, I don't give a fuck if he's 55. If he's over, he's over. And to watch him every night succeed in spite of the company, at some point you have to give the man his due. But I think Logan Paul is going to win Money in the Bank.
You're not wrong. Like, that's the thing, is you can make a case for those two those two instantly are the front runners. And I saw some people halfway upset about Logan Paul just to announce himself in it, and everybody else had to compete for it. But if we're being honest, Logan Paul is technically a celebrity. They will move heaven and earth at times. If we're gonna get a celebrity in a spot, if you gotta at times you gotta just take it on the chin, I guess, with that.
Well, and here's my question to you, Nick, where sometimes I think some of the fans miss this. The question becomes, what's more heelish? Logan Paul's going to be here on Monday. He's going to wrestle Dolph Ziggler, and the winner gets a spot in the Money in the Bank. We're expanding to 7. He wins a match against Dolph Ziggler. He looks good. Now he's in. He's earned it. Great. Or he just shows up and says, I'm Logan fucking Paul. I'll be on the top of the ladder. See you later. Yeah, I don't love it. I complained about it too, but what's more heelish? What's going to make us react?
100% accurate, sir, with that. It goes back to him being an entitled dick asshole celebrity and everything.
Yeah. I'm getting very insightful
Right.
this last
Philosophical,
settle
some might
down.
say. But Greg, what up? Tyler, what up? Lack. Okay, so it's a lowercase L. So Lack, what up? At least you don't have Tate there. Steve, you took you a second. Steve G says, "Hey, yo, what? Rocco, what up, my guy? Chris, Blah Knight is favorite to win money. Blah Knight? Is he Blah Knight now?
Are you? I don't know if it's a typo and he meant to say LA Knight or blah. Now, again, remember, I keep advising everybody. I think we're gonna have to get T-shirts that say, "Don't believe everything you read on Twitter." Like, we really can't, guys. Like, social media, not just in wrestling, but we got to kind of pay attention to what's happening here. Yeah, now he's apparently the favorite. Like, they're all sitting there, like, in the boardroom having, like, what odds? Like, how are we doing this?
What are I hear now? 4 now, 5 now, 6 now, 6 7 7 7 8 8 8.
You got LA.
Right, but this is the guy who's sitting there getting jobbed out with a roll up and everything to Escobar, and he's the favorite. He's number 69 in your playbooks, number 1 in your hearts is LA Knight. Everybody is pulling for him, yet it's still up in the air if actual WWE creative is really going to go with him.
I just hope that, and I believe
they pipe in the booze and everything, so they're still trying to work him as a heel.
Yeah, and he's getting cheered. I love it. It's so fucking good. Just push the man. It's simple. But I honestly think that I still think part of me believes that there's more foresight here for the WWE. There is more of a plan. They're not just going like day to day, like, oh shit, what are we gonna do next week? We got a pay-per-view.
Yeah. They don't have an A that starts their name, so that's why they don't just go day by day. They actually have a plan and a thought behind this. Yeah, we got there.
Okay, quick side note. Did you see the post that was going around that Tony tried to use chat AI for fucking to book a show, and it was too much information, it couldn't do it?
No, I have not seen that. All I saw was the one to where he responded to I think there was some report, it was some, I can't remember the website at this point, and I apologize with that. But they were mentioning about Dynamite's ratings being the 900s and how it was up on this demo versus that demo from last week and everything like that. And he just commented underneath it, like, let's fucking go. Like, bro, like, put the Monster Energy drink down, my guy. Like, act like you own a business. Act like you've been here before.
Yeah, act like you've been there from before is my favorite. And I mean, again, we've said this with Tony, and it's nothing personal with Tony. Like we say, he seems like a super nice guy. Just say less.
Yeah, he's great at hugs. He loves to hug you. He loves to do announcements. Great at parties, but just terrible at running businesses.
Great at parties. Great at the bar when you're low on funds.
Right, he's got all of. Put it on my dad's bill. Put it on my dad's tab.
What's up, Greg? What's up, Tyler? How you guys doing? Steve G's in the house as well. Filing on in. I like it. Keep the chat going, folks.
Chris, yeah, I met LA Knight. Yeah, we got that.
LA Knight, they shitting on LA for it.
We got a joke, but Small Mark says, I think Ricochet wins Money in the Bank. I ain't mad at it.
No, he recently came out and buried Vince, so he's not winning.
Well, no, he wishes he had the opportunities. And now, do we want to get into this? As we've got about 6 minutes here before SmackDown takes off. Say a guy like Ricochet, who is extremely talented, but may have not gotten the best booking behind him, versus say someone like Dana Brooke, who she's questionable at best in the ring. I would say that. If you can have your opinion on that, but obviously creative has not given her anything or everything. I'll try to get the words out.
I partly blame booking. I partly blame creative for sure.
But that's no.
But people coming out in droves being mad that the fans express themselves. How dare everybody be so mean to Dana? They have not connected with her.
How dare you have an opinion?
Yeah, you mean, disrespectful fans. You were supposed to cheer that lady. No, they got mad at her because A, she's never got herself over. B, that whole bullshit with the ambulance and the stretcher was nonsensical. People were just as much booing that than Dana.
Did you
And here's
actually
the
see
thing.
that? Because I know initially on the stream I had it in picture. I didn't know if you had it. So have you seen
No,
it?
I couldn't see it. You were just kind
It
of being the one back. People weren't happy.
was embarrassing to
Yeah,
watch.
it was shitty. But that's the thing. Dana's been in shitty angle and shitty angle. That's why I partly, sorry, blame creative, but also it's incumbent on the person to get themselves over. And we've seen many people struggle to get themselves over. She's had opportunities where she could have done something. It's just never worked. And instead of crying, Nick, instead of complaining, instead of coming up with sarcastic tweets to the fans who are allowed to fucking boo anybody they want, cheer anybody they want for whatever reason, and that's their prerogative. Turn her into a heel. Have her come out next week and tell everybody to go shag their hats and be that.
That would be the best thing that they could do with this, because you can't sit there and tell people you're not allowed to have an opinion, because sometimes you have to call a spade a spade. Like you said, as much as creative has been an issue, and that's undeniable, that's undoubtable, creative has given her nothing. But that's why I brought up the comparison to say somebody like Ricochet. He's a guy we've seen people literally get themselves over and then get punished because they got themselves over when they weren't supposed to, a la even LA Knight of, oh, you're going to be a manager because of your age, even though you're over as shit. But the fact that she hasn't done anything to warrant an underground push or anything like that, or I believe in you, anything like of nothing to get people behind her despite the booking.
Yeah, well,
Because
like
you've seen so many people that do it despite the booking.
yeah, like I mean, if you even think back to like a Nikki Cross when she first came up out of NXT, she was getting big pops because we were excited because we kind of knew what she brought to the table. Crazy Nikki was excellent. Now that fizzled out thanks to creative, and well, partly Nikki because it was her idea, but she was trying to find her place. Here's a lady trying to come up with. Dana comes back every time we give Dana airtime. She's the exact same Dana Brooke that she always is. She hasn't changed. She hasn't evolved. She hasn't done anything different. And all the people that defended her, I heard Mickey James defend her. I heard Dave LaGreca all sad about it. Like, I get it. We're not saying she's a bad person. We're not even saying that she can't wrestle. She's athletic, but she comes out, she flexes, she does some fucking no hands cartwheels, and that's it. For the same shit for a decade.
Well, it's one of those of, imagine though if it was a musical artist, if it was a painter, if it was any other type of performance artist or anything like that, and even an athlete, and you sit there and you weren't allowed to sit there and say no, that wasn't good, or no, they're not good, and you have no statistical information to back how I'm wrong on that.
No,
you just don't want to be mean. You don't want to, and that to me that's a dangerous mindset, because that's more of a hindrance to her, because she thinks that she's doing well and she's fucking not. Let's be honest. Sometimes truth hurts.
It's a hindrance to the whole business, because that's where you get in that forced push situation where and we've criticized WWE a long time for doing it. We've talked a lot about Tony Khan maybe doing it with favoring certain people with his feelings and his emotional connections to certain people, but it's not good for the business. It's not good for the fans. As a fan, like there was maybe a couple hundred people at NXT Live. They decided that they would rather see Cora Jade win than Dana Brooke. That doesn't make them assholes. That doesn't make them mean. That happened all the time. Remember when The Rock showed up to wrestle
Hulk Hogan? You gave them no reason not to.
Right? But you remember when The Rock showed up to wrestle Hulk Hogan? And he no longer was the babyface.
It became one of the greatest moments in professional wrestling. The double turn is fantastic. It's just, it sucks though when it's not supposed to happen.
But you grow with it. If you're a professional, like The Rock did, he became a heel. He actually turned that into a whole, all right, I'm going to turn heel. I'm going to stay heel. And, he didn't go home and tweet, well, thanks, guys. No, he understood the moment. And that's where I think they're missing the boat with Dana Brooke, is that if you were good at what you do, if the people around you were supporting you or saw something in you where they were giving you that type of push, well, this is your chance. Just turn heel. Give them what they want. Turn on them. Make it your power. Make it your strength. Not boo-hoo, I can't get over. We don't like you. We don't like your gimmick. I'm sure you're lovely to hang out with and have a samosa. but in the wrestling ring, you haven't done it. Now we're getting the opening credits to the show.
I was gonna say we'll play into it. And speaking of playing into it, pause. I guess I'll run through the chat here as quickly as we can as I've gotten then now. But Alexis,
Wait, you get together?
what's up?
Did you get together?
I got Forever.
I got Roman Reigns on my screen, like the monitor.
You some bitch.
You see the name Roman Reigns?
Right now. I have not gotten Roman Reigns yet. I've gotten Together.
Okay.
Come together. I've got Roman Reigns right now. So hit play.
Okay. So we're neck and neck. Okay.
Yes. But
sorry, folks. We're just syncing up.
Speaking of Roman Reigns, Sonic Boom out here saying we the ones.
Nick's going to click on a bunch of your chats before he does that or as he does that. Just want to remind everybody, if you're just tuning in, we got 2+ hours of SmackDown here tonight, and then we're going to roll into Rampage. It's going to be a fun night. If you haven't hit like or subscribe, please do so. Join the family. Be a part of the most wrestling utopia you can find some days, but the most fun you can have watching the shows. We are the alternative commentary. And Nick, right now we do have a replay of last night kicking things off. Last week. Thank you.
Yes. Sorry, as I was clicking through everybody. So mea culpa if I didn't get your name right then. But James, what up? Steve G, what up? Kevin, what up? Smile Mark, John, J Boy, Alexis, everybody. We got everybody showing up. And still 100%. Like I think the tribal chief himself has pointed out of if you want to stand out, if you want to make sure we get to your comment, we read your comment as soon as you drop it in. Or if you just want to help support the channel, we do have the super chats, the super stickers, all that. We still got Big Dog. We got Boston White. Okay, boy, we got everybody. We have Brandon. What up? And we got JV. TK went with Punk over the Bucks. Yeah, smart decision. Smart decision.
Not officially yet, but he's definitely teetering because one guy
he's trying to play both sides.
Yeah, he has
got a side piece.
Yeah, that's been his.
He's got a Chicago side piece.
That's why he walks funny. He's been sitting on the fence for too
long. Accusations.
Well, if the fence post fits. What happened? Nothing happened. What happened with you, J-Boy? Welcome back.
Right now we got the recap of chapter 4. Chapter 4 or 5. I'm having a hard time keeping up with a soap opera here at times.
Right.
Which chapter we're on here?
Dude, this moment, and again, we talk about competition, we talk about ratings, and again, people say the ratings aren't what they used to be. Well, 2.9 and 3 million in consecutive weeks. I mean, that's telling you something about this.
I don't even want to go with it as far as current stuff or anything like that. This was a great moment of professional wrestling history, let alone current day, anything like that. From everything from the way Jay sold it, like we talked about it, Jay deserves an Emmy for fucking best supporting actor. The way Roman sold this super kick, like this whole thing was breathtaking, captivating, compelling. This was all the adjectives, all the accolades you can give.
And these videos, you're right. And with these videos, man, like the music and the old pictures, man, they fucking do it up.
Right. Tony's Dark Nightmares. What? That's an interesting. I'm assuming you're Canadian with the Canadian maple leaf there in your profile.
I picture like his Dark Nightmares being like a horse with Vince McMahon's head on it.
All around me are Samoan fades.
Now that's good, bro.
Chapter 4, Act 2.
You out. Guess what? Me too.
That was still, even watching our little short, the clip of just us reacting to this. And again, shout out to clips of featuring us in a reaction video with all their content creators. But just that whole moment was,
right.
I couldn't talk. I was just, I'm done. Like, I'm fried.
Right.
I'm glad someone caught this shit on video.
Yeah, no, it's one of my favorite little clips. It makes me laugh just how it all played out. And again, what a moment. Again, if I know there's people that like to hate watch out there, but if you watch that and you didn't go, fuck, that's good, you probably got a problem.
You're lying to yourself.
Yeah, you might not like wrestling as much as you think.
Right, you can have that. What I'm mad at. But so what do we get tonight as the next chapter of this?
I don't know, even if we're getting Roman Reigns here, right? Because remember, like, there's no announcement that Roman will be present. But I think the next step now is, we got to build on this civil war from the Cajun Dome.
Well, we are getting the tag match that even I think you and as well as a couple other people in the chat predicted might happen. We're getting that match happening at Money in the Bank, and that could go 18-minute ways. And we're kicking off out of the gate 100% with the Usos.
Down since. Let's go.
Down since day one. You should hit that subscribe button.
Nick going full out. Yeah, make sure you hit that like, subscribe. And if you guys are just popping in, make sure you say hello. Don't be shy. Join the chat. We are the channel that built the channel around the chat. And we're clicking on as many as we can, folks. If you want to feel special, get those super stickers in. Get those super chats in. Say hello. Be a friend. Join your friends.
Why?
Whatever.
Why? Gilly, what up? What up, KJ, Big Nick, and Wrestling for Life Network chat. Looking forward to a good show tonight. Absolutely. We say of the wrestling may suck, but we never do.
Never.
Money in the Bank, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we'll be on at 2 p.m. Eastern because we got the pre-show for the pre-show.
It's true. We'll be here at 2 p.m. and it's another brunch with the boys. So tune in, folks. And bring your snacks, bring your cereal, bring your nice salad, whatever you want to bring. It's brunch. We can do whatever the fuck we want. So show up, show out, and have a good time.
Absolutely. We've been down since day one. Sorry, it's so interesting of how even Michael Cole is mentioning of how Jey Uso's no longer playing second fiddle. They're out here with smiles. They're the baby faces.
And they're over as shit. And this is where someone said to me the other night about what is Roman done for anyone outside the bloodline. But regardless, look how over Sammy is.
1 little, 2 little, 3 little Uso, 4 little 5.
Yeah, like listen to like the pops, the cheers. I'm not saying the Usos were never popular, but this might be some of the best times in their career.
Absolutely. You got it coming out to where people are saying they're the new GOAT of the modern era of tag team wrestling.
Man, people should have already known that. Piss me off.
FTR, though. FTR is debatable.
FTR's done well, but I mean, they keep having rivalries with fucking Jeff Jarrett. We're going to have problems.
And Jimmy even cuts Jay off of doing the bloodline shit.
But look at the smiles. The crowd is pumped. People, they're piping. That's not being piped, motherfucker.
No, not at all. Because he was about to do the bloodline is now, and the Usos are now, and they've been what? They've been active for 13 consecutive years. I saw that.
Yeah, man,
coming out.
Yeah.
Oh, now I recognize you, my guy. Yeah, no, you showed some love, absolutely. Oh, and us of the clip we were talking about earlier of the fucking super kick heard around the room. Absolutely, my guy. That's why we're a Channel 4 fans by fans. Christ, I started off as a fan, and now I'm here all the time. You can't get rid of me.
It's true.
I'm like Paul Heyman. You can't get rid of me.
What's up, Larry? How you doing? Dale's back in the house. I don't know if I missed his hello, but what's up, Dale? How you doing, buddy?
Right.
James James in Casey, or from Casey, I guess is valid. I hope eventually we will see Rikishi or other members. I think so. I'm down. Let's do like some big, Civil War this up.
Oh, absolutely. We're still halfway through this, Samoan saga here. We're not anywhere near the finish here. But shout out, I think it was J-Boy saying he liked as well. If I want to see what we're at right now. I'm at 186, at least on my end. So still, let's see. We got about
2 hours.
14, if I'm terrible at math.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Left for us to get to 200. So absolutely, be a friend. Tell a friend.
Was that Uso chant piped in? Nah, stop it, C-Money. Stop it.
Were you saying Uso or Usurns?
Right. Welcome to the Wrasslin for Life Penitentiary.
It's so fitting that Victor says that because he's somebody that's very much been down since day one.
Right. I like it, Uzi Juicy. I like it, Uzi Juicy. I like it. All right.
Oh, no, that's Monday Night Raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. Baby, I like it raw.
This is like pause and pause and pause and pause.
Yeah.
Pause. Sammy was already over. Not like this. The Usos are the bloodline. No, not like this. Even KO's got an extra little bit of rub and love.
It's still
perfect.
it's amazing to me how some people now have gotten so over. You're like, well, they've always been
Oh, they
over.
didn't make
Like,
everyone else
no, they've
over.
just gotten so over that
Really well.
you've always think they've been over.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
This is such a babyface promo, and right now Jimmy even bigging up the fans and you, and even at Jay of you.
Right. When you fellas get the membership thing going, I'll be joining. I enjoy your opinion and this community. Really, we love it. We appreciate it, and it is coming soon.
Absolutely, 100%. Big things popping, little things.
I already had I knew exactly where you were going.
Right. Damn, Sids, Dave. That's gonna be now a thing.
Right. No, absolutely, absolutely. And the membership's gonna be fun. We appreciate anybody for tuning in, even for a minute. But there's nothing we love more than sitting, chatting, wrestling with everybody.
We would just do this anyways. They just turn the camera on.
Right. We just added cameras.
Right. Like you trust me. You think we just do this now? Like we're doing this beforehand? We're doing this after?
Right. This was cheaper than long distance, so we just
exactly.
We didn't know people were gonna watch.
I haven't gotten my passport yet, so I haven't been able to be on there.
Young Bucks are better than what?
At being informants, at being rats, at being snitches of
maybe all of the above.
I said it, so I guess I'll have that.
No, but here's the thing. I mean, define better. Like, what have the Bucks done better in 13 years? If we compared 13 years side by side, who had a more successful 13 years?
Hey,
that's what I'm questioning. Doing good.
Hey, right now, going at the tribal chief.
Penitentiary. Back. I like it.
To the Uso penitentiary.
I love the energy.
Go. Love him or hate him, however you feel, all of that gets you fired up. Like, let's fucking go. SmackDown is the Uso penitentiary. You goddamn right.
No, I mean, some people have said this, and I think this is what got the Young Bucks in hot water, is because the hype about them was like one of the best tag teams in history. And then you see them for a few years on AEW and you go, when do they show up? They're not even the best tag team in their company.
You said that. Granted, I was about to say the Young Bucks are the Kwame Brown of fucking tag team wrestling. Supposed to be a lot of good shit. Ain't shit.
It's funny. Doing good job, KJ, Nick. You guys holding up well. We're always holding up well.
That's the first time, Larry, hat off to you, sir. I think that's the first time someone's actually asked that.
I don't know. We get some love.
No, I know there's love, but literally that specific question, I just appreciate it.
When is Civil War? That will, I guess, I mean, we've kind of been in the Civil War right now. So Money in the Bank is being billed as the Civil War.
Moving on.
Get out of my head. Jay wearing a grill. Jay's had a grill for a while. I think they both see
your grill. Your grill. Got the whole top, bottom, and the whole top. I fucked it up. And the bottom row.
We got Rey Mysterio coming out to the ring.
Run on Mysterious.
There you go. It was the Bloodline that made me a Sami Zayn fan. All right, Larry being straight up. I like that. I mean, again, because some people kind of got tired with like conspiracy theory mid-card Sammy, right? Next thing, he works himself into a Bloodline angle, and all of a sudden we're like, best guy ever.
He was conspiracy Sami Zayn that was just backstage, just with signs and wearing army fatigues, looking like Che Guevara and everything like that. And then he became go back and watch the reaction to him in Montreal at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
And say that's anything close to before he was involved with the Bloodline.
Right. I get that. No, not wise, man.
Right.
Yeah. Bradley, how you doing? Happy Forbidden Door weekend, everybody. Are you going to be on before the pre-show? Yeah, yes. Bradley, we're going to be on. We're always on. So we will do a brunch with the boys kicking off at It's 6 p.m. For Forbidden Door. So
that's not brunch. Who says brunch is at
I'm having
6?
a late brunch. It's Sunday. I completely thought we were talking about the other show.
Yeah, I know where you thought you were.
I pivoted hard.
Like, oh my God, wrong show.
I got away with it. But yeah, no, we will be here. We will do our pre-show. Also, we will have our Forbidden Door predictions coming out as well. Keep checking our shorts and our video section.
The Tiki-Talkies. Check the Tiki-Talkies.
And check the Tiki-Talkies. And go check out Luna's Lounge and all the other fun stuff.
And we still got other things popping off and everything like that. We got the whole poll and everything. Well,
That's true.
All right.
But yes, I mean, it's going to be a good weekend. I can honestly say I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door. I really, really am.
I am, because I don't have to go to work the day after, because I know Tony Khan's added 4 or 5 matches in one show
just
to this pay-per-view. He's got a whole other 2 shows, folks. He could add another 4 or 5 shows or matches to this show. We could be here for 12 straight hours.
The show had somewhere in the neighborhood of like 37 run-ins and extra people involved, just so we could fit all the extra angles and shit in. A little bit late, but it was a fun show. It was.
We're getting matches to where people don't even know who they're facing. Sonata's out there. Who is this Jungle Boy? Why are you giving me Tarzan?
He's starting to make me think he's going to lose. I'm like, well, no. I don't even know this kid.
But there's been the rumors that they're going to turn Jungle Boy heel. Well, it'd be nice if they gave him some character.
I actually think they might just turn Hook on Jungle Boy, hoping that it turns Hook heel. And it will be a miscalculation.
Yeah, that'll work great when he signs with WWE and debuts in NXT as a heel, and he's just, Taz 2.0.
James, and I'm down for a membership. I appreciate that. We haven't really ever put it out to the crowd about it. We've always been just kind of working towards it. But it's nice to know there's some people.
I will poll the audience here, and just because this is sperm of the moment here, I will poll the audience of if we did a membership, what would you want included with that?
Oh, that's not where I thought you were going with it. Now we're gonna be here all fucking night. Like somebody wants a pony.
No. Who won the pony? We're not going all Cornetti here with this and everything like that. But no, I don't know. If you're gonna, anyways.
Sinkers or floaters? Oh, see money.
Yeah. Because you saw Larry's coming before that.
All right. What if they played this like the Fatu side of the family? That'd work for me if they could pull it off.
Then they can't do any Canadian tours. They already had an hard enough time with Jimmy and Jay getting over there. Could you imagine Jacob trying to do a Canadian tour? We had Jeff Hardy written off of AEW television. Yeah, everybody's acting like the goddamn Pope died because no, he can't go to Canada because he's a fucking felon. I
still think this going to Canada is the reason why Jeff Hardy's going to step back a little bit. Yeah, that's definitely got its reasons, but I think there's more to it. I really do. And I just based on watching Jeff in the ring and watching Jeff like Wednesday night was a rough one. I think this is best for him. I think step away, try not to do this, take a breath.
Well, that's part of why I got pissed of, well, granted, if you're going to bring Jeff back, but if you are going to bring Jeff back, limited spots, limited moments, limited shows, make it a fucking spectacle, make it something you tune in for, like in a Tony Khan announcement. Make it an attraction. Don't just every week he's out there just teaming with his brother because you have nothing for Matt, and Matt wants to be on every show.
Yep. To be fair, the Usos did have a bigger platform. The Usos earned that bigger platform, and there was, the stories of, maybe the Bucks could have had that platform as well, but chose not to for their reasons. But at the end of the day, you can't punish somebody for making it at the pinnacle. That's like saying, oh, Gretzky has great stats, but he was in the NHL. Joe Buck down the road had way more goals in the queue. Like, it doesn't equate. It's not fair.
Well, I halfway get the argument of it's one of those of you get the super teams of like how people hate when like LeBron went to Miami and everything. Right. And I'm not saying that that's anywhere near exactly what they did, but I see how people would make that. We've seen how wrestling fans will make leaps that they don't
move
need
the
to
chain,
make.
right?
Right. Move the field goal post.
Right. Move the post.
I don't care about ratings anymore. Let's worry about demo.
Yeah.
Oh, the ratings down too? Oh, shit. Let's worry about ticket sales. Let's worry about this.
Oh, I'm the demo god. You're losing now. Oh, ratings don't matter. Wait, what? Wait, what?
The demo Undertaker, because all that shit just rest in peace.
Usos are better than the Young Bucks. Dale, I tend to agree with you.
What in the name of Green Carnival is going on with
I
this
love
Money
it,
in the
dude.
Bank?
They went to
AR
Emerald
shit.
City. What the fuck is this? I agree. Like all the
Step out of
imagery,
the moon, step out of the
all the posters and shit are like gray and foggy and like
we represent the Money Bank Guild, the Money in the Bank Guild.
I have no idea why we got like fucking off to see the wizard going on here.
That's a hint at a Kevin. That's a tease at a Kevin Nash return. The all-powerful Oz is coming back.
I love the green, but what are we? It's
right.
You know,
but
like
we've got Ronald Mysterious versus LA Knight right now. So, folks, give us your predictions if you haven't done so, and why is it LA Knight?
Listen, if LA Knight loses tonight, I might just walk. Like
that's when you're gonna take your pause for sure.
Yeah, like fuck. I mean, this guy cannot lose tonight, Nick.
I don't want to agree with you, but I want to agree with you. I should say actually, I won't agree with you just in the sake of. It's so weird because I don't know. Me and JV even 100% have had this conversation, and we were talking back and forth about. Like, is LA Knight a face now? Is he not a face now? Like, they're still trying to push him as a heel, even though he gets nothing but cheered. Like, he got cheered more than Escobar, the one that they're trying to push as the new Latin American superstar.
Undeniable. Oh, okay. Undeniable, Nick. It really is.
Sorry.
No, I agree with you, man. Like, he really in a funny place where. Again, like they're pitching him as a heel. He's cutting promos like a heel, but he's still getting cheered, getting the biggest pops. LA Knight as a play along with the crowd over as fuck. I don't get it. What'd that say? No, it doesn't matter.
Wait, which one? What?
I have no idea. JV would.
Oh, Henry Lundqvist was an amazing goaltender. Should have won the cup and didn't.
It's true. He never made it to his pinnacle. So the guys that did,
you can tell where JV lives if he went
right. That's why we look
King Henry.
I mean, and that's why we look at guys like Juan Brodeur as bigger legends than Lundqvist. Great goalie, but the upper echelon got it done.
Well, you have Juan Brodeur, Hasek, Belfour.
Right, there's a list.
Right, but Janice, what up? Sam Mysterio Swins. Sam David taking LA Knight.
LA Knight, good pick. I mean,
J-Boy randomly, with beer money was great, lad.
They really were. Everybody always brings up beer money. There's somebody that we would love to have seen do more. But at this point, I would just be happy with glorious Bobby Roode coming back.
Well, that's going to take a minute here. But I've got a baseball slide into a splash onto LA Knight. Yes, commercial.
So we're off into one of our first commercial breaks here, folks. We are rolling along. If you haven't given us a prediction on Rey Mysterio and LA Knight, make sure you do so. And again, if you haven't clicked that like button or that subscribe button, make sure you do not miss out. And if you're watching right now and you're just being quiet, that's okay. But don't be shy. You can jump in, say hello, throw up an emoji, a finger, anything.
Just say yeah.
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 But lots going on. Kind of in the same vein today. Listen, how many times do I have to beat this drum? We really, 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 really got to make sure. And I know we only got a few minutes in this commercial break.
Go ahead.
We really got to start getting everybody on the boycott, the Observer bandwagon. We really got to make this happen. Like, I want to make T-shirts and give them away, and I want this to happen.
I mean, it's not like we have a merch website or anything like that. Like, we have our own merch store and everything like that, which, by the way, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and check that out. But it's not like we could just make a shirt or something like that.
Maybe we should. Yeah.
Who like we should. Why haven't we?
I know, right? Fuck. But yeah, I mean, it's craziness. Like, there's really good things happening. You might not love the booking. People might not love the overall vibe. It might not be their cup of tea. But there's a lot of good, positive momentum going on with AEW right now. And this man is a complete fucking utter deterrence to all of that. Exactly, Alexis. He comes off like a petty, jaded, bitter, almost like an ex-lover who just can't let it go and just keeps being smarmy and schmarky. Ugh.
Your
Kenneth,
toxic
thank you.
ex-girlfriend of professional wrestling, David Meltzer.
No,
Must
it's
be because his by the pictures that I've seen him and everything, to where there's that famous picture of him with just trash and fucking papers and everything around him. Of he looks like your bitter bitch, fucking toxic ex-girlfriend.
No, it's bad, man, and I mean it just continues. And like this, listen, I got a request. If anyone out there who can hear my voice that matters, stop reporting stories if you can't fucking put a name on it. This bullshit of I spoke to a top star or I spoke to somebody in creative, you're lying. It's horse shit.
See, I don't think it's lying. I think that there's so many fucking leaks of when there's the whole when it's mentioned
Everybody
about we're
leaking it
having to
now.
have meetings of basically stop feeding the fucking trolls, stop feeding the dirt sheets and everything. When there's meetings like that, I've seen the whole theory that Chris Jericho's the ultimate puppet master here.
Jericho is a fucking puppet master. Jericho's definitely, we said it. He's the fucking Hulk Hogan of 2023. And again, Meltzer uses this bullshit to cover up for his friends because they don't have the balls to say it. Answer me this, anybody in this chat. Even if you hate CM Punk, you fucking despise him at your core. He showed up on Wednesday, had a quick spot. They announced, barely even made mention of it, but announced the fact that he's going to have a match at Forbidden Door, and he left. So who left the building pissed off at that? Or is it just his mere presence?
Christopher Jericho.
Yeah, right? Like, what? Who's leaving upset? Why? Because he did good? He's getting over? He's helping your company? Why?
Right. Well, you were saying it was his mere presence just upset somebody.
Crazy.
On a show he was asked to be on, by the way.
Yes. And he's asked to be on it because the numbers move. He moves the needle. When, like I said, you had everybody that you think are the best ever. When somebody's trying to tell me the Bucks are one of the best tag teams in history, when their main event is pulling in just over 600,000 viewers, that's a problem. Landsberg. Michael Landsberg.
Am I a bad wrestling nerd if that name doesn't ring?
He's a Canadian sports journalist. He used to do a show. You see a lot of clips. He used to do a thing called Off the Record. So he'd bring people in. So like Bret Hart did a really good shoot interview with them. Austin's had some really good clips with them. But yeah, it's a Canadian going back. I think it's been gone for over a decade now. But
there you
go. Michael Landsberg was funny, man. He pushing. Just really good at being divisive and irritating. But
I feel like that's prevalent in AEW.
Meltzer's worse because at least I think Landsberg functioned within facts. So if he had the facts to prove that you sucked or you weren't what you were supposed to be, he'd use it to bury you.
Had some basis of credibility.
Yeah, Meltzer's just using feelings. I don't like Punk, so I'm gonna. It's cancer. It's hurting the wrestling business. It's deterring your wrestling fans.
I would say, and I will say this: if we have, this is not blowing smoke, this is not fucking, so pumping the tires and anything like that. We have as much, if not more, credibility than Dave Meltzer does.
100%. We will continue to do so, and as we move forward, that's what you want to do. Like, bring it legit. Dave Meltzer made me do something amazing. By the way, LA Knight just cracked Mysterio with a finisher.
It's just not there.
1, 2, 3, a clean win for Knight on Mysterio. Woo woo.
Not a bad win for LA Knight, but it's also one of those of it was like new jobber versus legend jobber of like someone's got to win here.
That was the passing of the torch.
Right. You now will go on to lose all the matches and be in every storyline.
We are live on a Friday, but yeah, enough about Meltzer and that. I just listen. If you see a tweet, go check out our social media. Anybody wants to hashtag boycott Meltzer, hashtag boycott the Observer. I mean, there's publications out there, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, Ringside News, all they do is chop up fucking Meltzer's quotes and then put them out like they're legit fucking headlines. It's fucking asinine. I just do more, be better. Stop quoting this motherfucker.
It's ASA 8, ASA 9, ASA 10. But Travis out here, did you hear about the brawl again on AW?
No.
And then Jack making sure we read that comment. I still haven't seen it. But we got everybody want to know. What do you know? We got one of those.
The LWO.
Big Nick, when are Wrasslin for Life bobbleheads coming out? Why are you asking me specifically? Ask the one that does the merch. But yes.
We'll put it on the list. Trust me.
You just want to flick like KJ's beard and everything.
Oh,
like
shit.
That. Just blah.
Solo just.
Oh!
Rid. Was that Rid?
Solo said to Ridge, you can have that.
Yeah.
Just spike out of nowhere.
Call Roman. How do you feel about Paul constantly doing this call Roman thing?
I like it. And there's if you're hard pressed, I feel like you might pull your back out reaching to find things you don't like about this Bloodline storyline.
I know. I agree. I mean, some people thought, it's silly. But again, like we said, it's their way of keeping this man relevant for, through this duration, right? Like, I think, when Roman's not there, Paul plays that role perfectly. He gives you reasons. Whoa, what is he saying? What is he saying? Meltzer.
It goes 100 that Seltzer Meltzer. I thought you said initially censor Meltzer. I mean, that's what we should do, but yeah. It's Heyman works so great as literally what he even advertised himself for Brock of the advocate of he's there to continue the storyline. And speaking of continuing storylines, I'm going to continue the stream right now as KJ takes a pause for the cause here. But yeah, Heyman is there to help be the voice of Roman when Roman's not there, and that's when it makes Roman showing up that more impressive and that much of a bigger deal. If the king does not get off his throne for everybody. Yeah, no, I won't mention it again. Gilly, what are you talking about? Why? No politics, just wrestling. What are we going on about? Oh, I see where we're going here. Yeah, no, you can have that. We're all about, just power of positivity up in here. And if you haven't done so already, as I am in commercial break, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. Be a friend, tell a friend, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. We are here covering anything and everything. We got you covered all the way. Tonight we got Friday Night SmackDown and Rampage. Tomorrow we got AEW Collision, and you still don't even know when we're going to be popping up with this, that, and the third, and everything else, because we still got our Forbidden Door predictions, which will be here live on Sunday for Forbidden Door, and we just roll right on through back to Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night of there was nobody that covers pro wrestling that like we do. So if you haven't done so already, tell everybody that you know, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, hit that subscribe button. Let everybody that you know that coulda, shoulda, woulda been a pro wrestling fan is just into having a good time talking about whatever's going on. 100%. Give us 30 seconds and I'll at least turn you into a fan of us, if not a pro wrestling. But absolutely. As I am in commercial break. Solo on Rampage mode. I love it. Yes, I do. Kenny, what up here? You got a long comment. So what do you think of Randy Orton coming back at SummerSlam? Is it going to happen? All say people better get worried. I think when he comes back, he'll be more dangerous than before. Look out, Seth. If and when Randy comes back, I feel like at this point it'll be the wrap it up tour. It'll be, the coil back the Viper, of put the Viper back in its cage and everything. A bit of it'll be knowing that the run's not going to last forever, because we've seen the reports of to where there's been even doctors that have said wanting him to avoid going back to the ring, saying you're done, my guy. So if he does come back, he's here for a good time, not here for a long time. it's so interesting. We were talking about earlier with Money in the Bank. We've obviously got AW Wembley, but I'm getting an advertisement for the MLB World Tour, the London series, the Cardinals versus the Cubs. But now we've got Adam Pearce with Ridge so this man's just been back here selling, getting hit with a Samoan spike for what, 5 minutes now or so. Oh, we're gonna set up Sheamus versus Solo or something like that. Reminds me of Paulie Dangerously with a giant brick phone. Yeah, a little bit. Solo just punked Holland. Bonkers, what up, my guy? Vance, that's never going to happen in WWE or happen. He's WWE lifer. Where did we get here? What? Kevin, what? Ratnick saying nice. I won't speak again about it. Okay, Gilly. Fair enough. You don't need to announce that you're not going to say about it, but you do you, boo-boo. But I've got Sheamus out here right now calling out Solo for a fight. Now, I'll ask this. Do people still want, do you guys still want to where you'd have that authority figure come out, whether it be an Adam Pearce, whether it be even when it was a William Regal or a Jack Tunney or anything, that at least makes the match official versus just literally anybody can make their matches whenever they want. But speaking of matches, we've got Ken and Ryu here. We've got Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. The WWE Women's Tag Team Champions coming out right now for a unification match with, I can't remember their name. Are they like the Covenant or something? Like, we've got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn that are going to be facing them to unify the women's tag belts. The Spooky Ginger Witches, I guess we can call them that. But we've got Ron and Shane out right now. We've got Raquel Rodriguez at ringside. So this is why this isn't why I was gonna take Alba and Isla, and I still will and everything. But this is very interesting that we've got Raquel out here. She's not in the Women's in the Bank briefcase match. I don't fully get the tie-in here. She's out here solo. She's not on a tag team right now. So is she just showing up here to set up a singles feud? Which, I mean, I get it. But still, this is meant to be a tag team women's match. I would want it to be focused on the fragile tag team division that they do have here. But so you can give me your predictions, folks. You can give us your predictions 100%. As I've got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn coming out right now as the NXT Women's Championship or Women's Tag Champions. So we've got tag team champion versus tag team champion here. We've got a unification match right now between Isla and Alba versus Shayna and Ronda. So let me know who you're taking, folks. Isla, however you spell it. You spelt it right. It's all on how you pronunciate it. It's all about putting the right emphasis on the right syllable here. TJ, what up? What's good? Well, what's good right now? We got a women's tag team title match, and this is a unification, and this is the two, I would say, only built up women's tag teams in the entire company. So let's see how this goes. Boston saying Alba and Isla for the win. Isla put a love spell on me. Don't. Raquel lost in the shuffle. Yeah, she's too busy smiling and back flexing. 198 likes. Come on, folks. Let's see if we can get to 200 before Ronda comes out here and cuts a shoot promo after she loses. I got the Tanuki. JV, I like it. The Unholy Alliance, says Alexis. There we go. It's so interesting because I feel like every time I picture a name like that, I just think of like the Ministry of Darkness, Undertaker with, where he's speaking in tongues and he's got the altar and we've got Viscera and Midian and everything. But that is a hell of a name. But right now we've got Alba and Shayna kicking it off right now. 2/3 of Hocus Pocus. That's the fucking movie I was thinking of. There we go. Thank you. Hocus Pocus are going down to Trash Panda Tanuki twins. Yes, they do have the raccoon eye makeup on a little bit. I'm scared for Isla and Alba. I wouldn't be.
Isla
What I'm scared for is that man beside me.
I wasn't missing this match. Let's go.
What?
I wasn't missing this one at all. No way.
Oh, no, I heard you. I just...
What? Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot that was your gimmick. Right now, yeah, it's setting up, man. I got Ronda and Shayna to win just because of who they are. I mean, I will admit they gave Isla and Alba fucking outstanding.
Every time you say that, I think of Jurassic Park.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'll take Unholy Alliance. I'll take the Heyman Alliance, the Dangerous Alliance here to pick up the win.
Yeah,
Alba out here actually using the tag rope. When's the last time you fucking saw that?
Yeah, I mean, again, the rules matter. Hopefully they win. I thought they were like the Unholy Union. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
That's what it was. I spun it.
We're gonna have people analyzing their entrance in their video for like.
That's such a. I hope you didn't. And anyone out there, if you pulled your back out, reaching to say that was a Bray Wyatt reference, trust me, Wyndham Rotunda does not owe you any money, because all you need to do is take some ibuprofen, because you pulled your back out reaching that. Oh, we're it's gonna be the Fiend coming back. We're getting the Firefly Funhouse. Like, nah, right. You can have.
What is happening right now?
Professional wrestling, sir, between two women's tag.
It was a little sloppy in the corner. I had no idea really what was going on. Yes, TJ Hook and Lewis letting us know that yeah, we've definitely hit 200. Thank you.
202
and climbing.
Right.
Oh, look, Big Dog getting in there. Okay.
Yeah, that's where we need to start hitting that 300, that 400. We just hit that 2K subscriber. Now let's hit that 3K subscriber, that 4K subscriber. Big things popping, little things stopping up to something. Season never sleeps. What?
So I can see more Isla Dawn of the Yams.
She got that wagon.
Big fan, Alba and Isla. So let's go.
Now, is a Poison Rana from Ronda Rousey just a Ronda Rana?
Maybe.
Fair enough.
205, 204.
I'll let you contemplate that.
All right. Nick's going to grab a pause for the cause as we're in commercial break, folks. If you haven't made your prediction yet for the women's tag team unification match, I am all ears. Let me know what you're thinking. Remember, folks, we are not leaving at the end of SmackDown tonight. We will be here for AEW Rampage. We'll be back tomorrow for Collision and Lord knows what else on a Saturday night. And we will be live for Forbidden Door 2. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited about the card. I'm looking forward to the card. Hopefully there's not too much more added, so it doesn't become one of these extremely long shows. But right now, you have a very solid card that you don't have to mess with. The only match on the card that I'm like, is maybe the Jericho match, just because y'all know how I feel. But at the end of the day, I think that Forbidden Door is going to be a fun show. Let's get back here. Ronda and Shayna always win, but still hope Becky and Lita do a situation to do right for Becky. Maybe. I think they might leave that alone, Janice, but we'll see. I think that, we've seen these articles come out where Shayna and Ronda want to bring respectability to the tag team division. They want to be a tag team. I think it's better for Ronda. Might be okay for Shayna overall, but I think it gives them a purpose. It keeps Ronda away from like being in, title pictures and not really delivering in matches. This is kind of a nice way to, you get Ronda in bursts. So it might be the best possibility for Ronda as far as being a WWE superstar at this point, in my opinion. That being said, it would be a big upset, and you could continue the angle if the Unholy Alliance was to win this one tonight and surprise people. Alba hopefully wins. Ronda, Rousey, and Shayna don't need belts. Define don't need belts, though, Steve G. That's a tough one for me in the sense of They don't need them, maybe, but they need, I would argue that I think it helps with their credibility at this point. They're not exactly at the top of the card, like I said. I mean, you look at everything that's happened with Belair. You got Asuka's new champion. Charlotte's back. I mean, the belts kind of give them more clout and at least have a reason, right? You have these upstart baby faces trying to topple the big bad tag team at the top of the division. It actually builds somewhat of an intrigue in that division if done right. Perhaps. James, what if Finn wins at Money in the Bank? They eventually drive a wedge between him and Priest. Priest leaves in Judgment Day and has a match with Finn. The Orton RKO's Rhea and Judgment Day at SummerSlam. James, there's a lot to unpackage there. As far as Finn wins at Money in the Bank, highly unlikely, but never impossible. As far as driving the wedge in between Judgment Day and Priest and Finn, I think that's already started. We've seen it play out a little bit where we're seeing, JD McDonough kind of stick his nose into things. We're seeing that angle kind of build up. They had that weird, awkward chit chat the other night of like, well, if I was champion and you won, you wouldn't cash it in, would you? Oh, no. Then this past week, Rhea calls it out like, are you guys getting along yet? And they're, they kind of play it off, but it feels uneasy for the Judgment Day. RKO Rhea, highly unlikely. Censor, Seltzer, Meltzer, Rick, Kate, Nick and KJ Wrestling for Life. Ben Hameen. Welcome. Big Ray. Big shout out to Big Ray. I kind of stumbled through the end of that, but I got the Unholy Union. I hope they release the Fiend. Right now, I got Alba down, reaching for a tag. Baszler gets the tag, grabs Alba's foot, and says, not today. Down goes Dawn. Big knee from Shayna. Shayna is outstanding. And this is partly why I don't mind this tag team. I think Shayna can carry it. Ronda won. Not yet. The Blair Witch Sisters. Take that. I hope Ronda loses clean so I can see more. Got that one, TJ. When's the last time you saw someone choke someone out with a tag rope? Ooh, that's a good one. Been a hot minute, JV. Isla throwing punches or forearms. Running in. Get her! Alba Fire and Dawn win. Down. All right. So a little bit more split than I anticipated. Poison Ronda, that's what you call it. Big Nick, we got the answer. I think he called it a Rousey Rana. Meteora, not the prettiest of ones. Even Barrett calls it out. Didn't get all of it. 205, climbing. 206, let's go. 300 on the cusp. Ratnick. We got 207. Do I hear 208? 208, 209, 999. Let's go. No contest. Nah, I think we need some type of contest on this one. Do you think the no contest and it drags out? Continue the storyline, Scott? Interesting, maybe. We got the choke. Dawn is in trouble, but Alba. Swanton. Chucks Ronda. Ronda and Shayna. All right, Sam, I tend to agree with you. Big dive from Alba. Down goes Ronda. Fire putting on a show tonight. She knows she on national TV. Oh, they're setting her up. Oh, Baszler. Big boot. Back into the clutch. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh, I hate this. I hate the double submissions. Like, just, why don't you just... it's over. And you're new! Why is Ronda Rousey, Raquel Gonzalez sitting there by herself? But your new women's tag team champions and NXT champions, Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, And there you go. Your undisputed women's tag team champions. Let me know. How do you feel about that? Thumbs up or thumbs down? I know a lot of people went the other way, but I think too often in tag or trios, we get these multiples. It just makes the losing team look so bad. Ronda got a mic. Uh-oh. This could get worse. Fire looking really good. She really, really put on a show in a losing effort. Uh-oh. Ronda giving Raquel shit. Jungle Boy on Rampage tonight. It'll be interesting, see money. I mean, Rampage is an interesting card, and of course, we know some of the rumors. Not to mention, we're getting people that are never on Rampage going to be on Rampage, so that's quite interesting. Uh-oh, does that mean she's back? Who's we? Limb by limb. Oh, we're getting a return, folks. We're getting a return. Ha 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 ha. Liv is back in the house. Big pop, too. Nah, Becky. There you go. Ratnick thrilled. Liv Morgan has returned, and they want a rematch for the titles. They never lost. Liv is back. Liv is back. She was only gone a couple weeks, bro. Thumbs down. Boo. I'm getting a lot of this. And the tag champions just say thanks, but no thanks. We are out. The Denim Sisters have reunited. 2-0 for Big Dog. What? There you go. Well, we got more breaking news. Wow, we're getting Sheamus and Solo. It is official. Breaking news. There we go. Interesting. That's why I don't watch Sean's View Sent, because I have no idea where he gets his information from. That's, yeah. Again, if it's just not worth it anymore, guys, it really is. When you're trying to enjoy it, and I said, like, Meltzer's done something that I never, ever thought was going to happen. It blew my mind. He made me agree with JD from New York. I completely agreed on JD's take because of Meltzer. He's that divisive that he's bringing people together.
Speaking of divisive, but hold on.
Bringing people together.
Wait, you said something nice. I said something negative about myself, but okay.
See, I'm always nice.
Yeah, I'm not saying you aren't, but I'm just surprised. I'm just happy you said something nice about me. Okay, fucker. But yeah, no, it's the biggest thing that is troublesome when it comes to pro wrestling versus even say other sports is
right.
Everybody's always, whether it's insiders, whether it's Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, what have you, when it comes to professional sports, whether it's Dave Meltzer, whether it's Sean Ross Sapp, what have you, when it comes to pro wrestling. And I almost want to take SRS out of that because he's very much one of those people that will make sure he has the right actual statement before he says it, or if he says something wrong, he'll recant it. But most often than not, it's just it's a rat race of who can say the hottest take or the biggest news first, and it never half the time pans out to be accurate.
Yeah, and what I think, I mean, if you think of major sports, right? How often have you read like an article about the UFC or hockey or baseball, basketball, you name it, where it's like a guy that consistently reports like, oh, so-and-so won't be fighting tonight. They're pulling him from the match. Trouble backstage. And then the guy shows up for his fight. And you're like, okay, that was weird. Why did so-and-so report that? Like, there's not many sports reporters that pull that off because it doesn't last long.
I to counter the Meltzer, I guess, opinion here a bit of,
Won't do it.
Not full. No, it's just more of how you get people that like with Ariel Helwani has shown up on like a WWE show, like Sam Roberts, anything like that. If they're all instantly labeled as pro WWE guys, if they can never say anything, anything that they say is taken with a WWE light to it.
Yeah, a little bit. Luna Havoc is in the house. How you doing? How you doing? She got a little, she ain't a greater than Liv. There you go. She happy as hell.
I agree. But it's interesting that Liv came back.
She wasn't gone very long. And I mean, again, now, so we're like, why is Raquel sitting alone? We got the answer.
Oh, trust me. When I came back off my pause, I was about to be like, and then I came back in just amount of time as Liv was away.
Yeah, you were gone about the same.
I was about the same time.
Right. There you go. Some love. I am here and I have liked, I shall be quiet for the rest of the night. Hashtag bars. All right,
Joe Black bars, something that you got to deal with. No, 100%. We encourage nothing but conversation. Christ, that's literally what we do, whether we're on stream, off stream. Trust me, you should see our group chats, just even our backstage stuff and everything. Christ, that's even honestly how I got here is I just harassed this man of just talking wrestling with him so much in the chat. I was just like, let me on.
Let me on. Could this be a pattern for tonight? In what sense? Like just more returns, more surprises, more kind of angles to things?
Does WWE feel the pressure because Forbidden Doors this weekend? So we got to show up and show out because that's what the show is about. Fair enough. But I've got the Grayson Waller effect about to kick off right now here.
I'm starting to feel like they're doing this too much. It's like 4 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row. Like spread it out.
Someone explained to me the talk show, the segment he hates. Because I feel like it happens whether it's Lash Legend, whether it's Bailey with Ding Dong Hello, whether it's Jericho with the Jeritron 5000, whether it's Grayson Waller out here. I see a bit of your point of let him show us what he's got in the ring, but say if he's recovering, if he's trying to rework that terrible finisher of like, no, you should have something that makes fucking sense here. If he's the Miz on SmackDown to me.
He's the Miz. Yeah.
It's not a rave review, but it's an accurate statement, I feel.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, in my opinion, there's just too many of these things, and I wish they would stop. But you can see what they're doing with Waller. He hasn't had an angle. He hasn't been in any type of wrestling match really since he's been called up. They're really slow playing it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I want to see a Waller effect every week.
It's a holding pattern because you still have him on your screen. He's still relevant in your minds, but he's not in any sort of feud that he can lose. He can go one way or the other or anything like that. And now we've got him out here with Pretty Deadly, which this is, for any of those who watch AEW with RJ City, I feel like this is going to be close to that, or as close to that as WWE is going to try and get.
Yeah. Oh, Pretty Deadly joining us. But yeah, no, for sure. We're getting a replay. Their new music is really I feel like Alba. It's Alba fire music
with the disco ball and everything.
Yeah. Alba, that Swedish band, Alba.
ABBA, not Alba. You put a emphasis on the wrong syllable.
It's an Alba song.
The fucking Bee Gees now? Right. Is that where we're going here?
Yeah, maybe. I lost them. Where do you go? Dun, dun, dun.
Brandon saying right now would be time to go to the loo. Well,
don't do it.
I was gonna say, well, fortunately enough, we both took our pauses for the causes before this.
Yeah, what the hell? But
right,
yeah,
Waller about poor timing.
Could that not be a four-way? Like, could you not add Austin Theory to what we see on our screen right now and call it a day?
A four-way for what?
Like, as far as like a four-man faction.
Faction, yes. You said a four-way of, and I mean, I don't know what you were thinking about there, sir, but you can have that. But as far as a faction, yes. As far as like a 4-way match or even a tag match 2-on-2, nah.
No, I mean, you've already had Pretty Deadly working with Theory. Waller kind of fits Theory nicely.
No, I'm saying as a faction it works.
Okay, yeah, no, nothing else.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I'm waiting to where because we keep kind of halfway cutting to the entranceway and everything. I'm waiting for like KO and Sammy to show up here.
Yeah, no, I mean, they seem to be bouncing back and forth, so they should show up. We'll see. We get more surprises, more twists and turns, Nick.
Van saying, is he clear to wrestle or is it a storyline, Grayson? I think it's more of just, I don't know if he's say cleared or it's literally it's creative's way of saying we don't have anything for you, but we found a way that you can at least stay on TV.
But keep him relevant. But I think, was it you that was a little concerned that it was too much?
You thought that, sir?
I don't think it's too much.
Ah.
Too much. I mean, too much of the Waller effect, maybe.
Yes.
All right. Now, what's up, Jake? How you doing? Break time. John Cena.
Dude,
you killed me. The John, the Lou, the bathroom, the potty.
Wait, what?
Dun, dun, dun. My cousin from Boston. Boston, what up? There you go. Some Boston love. I think the WWE should bring back the authority figure. I hope it's. Imagine the Undertaker as an authority figure. Interesting.
No, you will wrestle in peace. No.
But if you brought him back as like more of like a Mark Calloway ish, like a he's retired.
You've done it now. You've gone and made a big mistake.
Right.
But I can't.
Rolling.
No matter what, it doesn't work. That's
come out on his motorcycle.
The more it's this weird double-edged sword of the more you see of the Undertaker, the more he loses his mystique.
Absolutely.
That's part of what made the Undertaker work is he would dip out. He was there. He was in and out. He wasn't always there.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I mean, I just think he could work as far as being definitely imposing. Grayson will be back on NXT soon. I don't know, Trey. I really think they're trying to invest time and effort and money into Waller. This segment sucks, though.
Little bit. That's why we were, talking through the whole thing and everything. It's a bit of, the drizzling shits, but
Grayson Waller do some fighting. Yeah, like I said, bonkers. I feel like this is by design. But I think what's going to happen, again, we've talked about this before, when it doesn't lead to the ring, you don't do anything in the ring. You just keep coming out and hosting this shit. A lot of us are going to just, meh.
Well, it becomes when you become that issue of a little bit like the Miz and everything of to where you become just a segment host, you're memorable just for talking on the microphone and being an interviewer. You're not, You're a Charlie Caruso, you're a Renee Paquette or a Renee Moxley Good. You're not anything, you're not viewed as, oh, remember what he can do in the ring. No, you're remembered as he hosts that talk show segment type thing.
Yeah. No, you're not giving them the best build possible in that regard for that reason.
Right.
But and Pretty Deadly's just kind of flat right now.
Have they been good in any sort of extended promo segment? That's the question.
I don't think so. I mean, there are right at times, but I don't know, man. I really do think it's an issue. Like not an issue, but they're getting there. They're not my most over. That segment wasn't great. The Street Profits are here.
Thank you. Hallelujah. I have never been more excited to see the Profits than right now because this puts an end to the drizzling shits that was.
That was just horrid. Just wasn't going anywhere.
It's one of those of the second it started, we got it. Like, we don't need to hear any more of this.
Yeah, we're good. We can move on now.
Right. You haven't been introduced to the smoke? Well, if you've been in any sort of vitamin circle, you know about that smoke. Why?
Right.
So we're getting Pretty Deadly versus the Prophets, I believe, coming up next.
Yes, it is. And they're probably going to win.
One would hope so. One would hope so.
Not the Street Profits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Pretty Deadly's going to win.
Well, they are set up to be the number one contenders, so.
No, I hear you.
You're going to get them versus KO and Sammy at Money in the Bank. So, I mean, do we get Profits win and we get a triple threat of just for the sake of, you almost worry about you overbook it, but also at the same time, do you maybe save some shit?
I don't know. I kind of indifferent on this one, Nick. I mean, either way, I don't know really how we're going to play it out, but I don't know. I'm a little kind of meh either way.
Fair enough. Well, as I've got a video package for Money in the Bank, and they're doing all James Bond theme. I'm sick of Pretty Zesty.
Oops.
Well, quit getting that zesty sauce from Burger King. Why?
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite segment, and I don't think they did very well getting themselves kind of where they wanted to get them. So a little unfortunate.
We were literally like, please give us something to talk about through
right. Nah, we figured out, folks. We are in another commercial break. We will remind everybody we're here all night long. We will stick around for AEW Rampage tonight. Make sure you've joined the fam. Don't forget, you can always use the super chat and the super stickers to be a part of the fun. And we are rolling along, Nick. I mean, what do we got? We're just over an hour into SmackDown now.
Yeah, we're just past the first hour mark here.
Not a lot going on. Not a lot.
But so is WWE, especially when it comes to SmackDown, almost the antithesis of AEW. Of AEW will just throw everything at you all the way. Of literally, if you're missing a week, if you miss a fucking moment, anything like that, you have no idea what's going on. Versus SmackDown, especially, almost it feels like it's all it's all building up to the bloodline.
Yeah, I mean, and then this is where the show gets interesting tonight when you're not leaning heavily on a bloodline, angle. I mean, yeah, we're going to get Sheamus and we're going to get Solo Nick, but it's what else is on this show, right? And, I think sometimes they get away with, like last week was a lot of air, and then, it was like a bag of chips. All the goodness was down at the bottom, but there was a lot of air in that bag.
You're about to make me quote out here a fucking Mama Cornette and try not to sound like any sort of bias or anything like that. But it was just enough to piss you off. Of one of those of you can't deny how great that segment was. That was literally not only one of the best moments in the week in wrestling, the month in wrestling, the year in wrestling, all of that. But everything building up to that, you kind of almost forget what the fuck happened because nothing of relevancy happened.
Yeah, I mean, and it gets so overshadowed. Even if something relatively decent happens, it gets so overshadowed by everything else.
Right.
By the heavy hitters, by the sheer magnitude of what's happening.
Oh, absolutely. Larry saying possibility of Usos costing Solo the match. Thoughts?
Possible. I mean, we're in Civil War. Anything's possible. Right?
Yes.
There.
Bloodlines have been crossed. Enemy territories have been breached.
We will march.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun. Waller wins.
I like this one I'm concerned about a post-Bloodline WWE.
That's a valid. I mean, we've seen it throughout history, Nick, when we had like the big things, right? Like post WWE, Austin, when post WWE when Austin was gone, post WWE when other big names have moved on in their career. Yeah, I mean,
CM Punk WWE.
yeah. Your optimism is that, yeah, there's some guys post Bloodline that could carry the weight. It will all depend on where they go with it, but they will have a task ahead of them.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like at this point, if they've written this far out, they've already thought of the outcome and where do we go past this and everything. Like there's got to be planning and forethought here. If not, it is a very scary proposition to go through.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
But we've got Forward or Street Profits and Pretty Deadly kicking off. I've got Kit Wilson and Montez Ford right now in the ring. So give us your predictions, folks, if you haven't done so already. You're taking Profit or you're taking Deadly.
I'm taking Pretty Deadly on this one.
All right, I'll take Profits just because I like to smoke, I guess.
There you go. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be counterproductive to have Pretty Deadly lose at this point.
I think you add depth, you build your tag division. Granted, I could very much see if Pretty Deadly wins, you sow a bit more of that seeds of the dissension, the split up between the Profits there.
Fair enough, but Pretty Deadly won the gauntlet last week, right?
Right.
So I mean that kind of puts them in a spot where if they're losing now, you put them over a former tag team champions on the way to KO and Sammy. Try to validate them, and yeah, dissension among Street Profits, good for me.
I get it because I want it. Well, I could see the tag match at Money in the Bank becoming a multi-team match. A bit, I would say, of the Street Profits versus KO and Sammy, or Pretty Deadly. There we go. Versus KO and Sammy sell you alone. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, that's very interesting. I think maybe that's the hope. Try and build them up as quick as you can.
Right.
PD for the 1, 2, 3.
Why?
Pretty shady. Pretty shoddy. Shody.
Okie dokie. Saucy Blackheart. Why?
Frou Frou Dolls will win just because of their title shot next weekend, building momentum. I'm with you, big dog.
Hans and Franz.
Hans and Franz. Waller is being used like the Miz. Yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You said that, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Pretty Deadly got the win. Yes, boys. TJ Hook rolling. He's friends with Richard.
Oh no, TJ Detweiler. Pretty Deadly for the win, not clean. Montez Ford heel turn. We could see a bit of that. The dissension between the Profits.
All the sound on the show right now, like the crowd sound, it sounds all piped. I don't see a whole lot happening, even though Montez is getting like we took a whole spot to get this shirt on, and still then does the dive. That was a bit much.
Let me see that dawn.
No, bro. I like to smoke. Thanks, J-Boy.
She had dumps like a truck. Why? Guys, like
got Pretty Deadly for the win. Back into
and that's how we go to commercial break. As after a double top rope senton, and then the Street Profits roll back into the ring, and then we cut to commercial. Sorry.
Right. Larry, KJ, does AEW tape Rampage before Dynamite? I believe it's after, actually.
It depends on the day of the week, I feel.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
But yeah, definitely pre-taped. I wish if you were going to keep Rampage around, it was live, but whatever. Some of the collisions aren't going to be live, which kind of bothers me.
That's could you imagine? I'm waiting for the day that there is a taped collision going head-to-head with a WWE premium live event.
I think it's almost intentional that they'll pre-tape a collision on the weekend of a premium live event and mail it in.
That's Tony's MO. Yourself that much?
Yeah, this is a guy who extended a pay-per-view by like an hour and a half to avoid a fourth quarter. Like, I very much feel like he does that a lot. It's this inferiority complex that he kind of puts out there at times.
Well, that's almost validating most people's opinions that you are the second option and everything. And you then somehow devalue yourself to like the third and fourth option, even though there's only really two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the crowd is dead, says Alexis. Yeah, it gets any more dead. The kid from the Sixth Sense is going to start seeing it. Like, it's not good.
I see dead marks.
Oh, man. Dun, dun, dun. Dun.
Sam taking Pretty Deadly.
Pretty Deadly in the house. We got Pretty Deadly there. Bum. Pretty Dead. Pretty Profit. Yeah, let's just mash them. Screw it. Nick's getting paused by Boston.
Hi. How are you going to pause the pauser? Why?
How are you going to pause the pauser? That's not very nice. But, yeah, I mean, it is a kind of a so what match. It's a little kind of flat. I don't know. I feel like the Street Profits have come to a point of like,
Well, it's a bit like with Bianca Belair of how fitting, you know, like husband, like wife, of Bianca Belair's promo against Charlotte on the Grayson Waller effect. Once Grayson was out of the way and they actually just got to talk at each other, was entirely what Bianca needed. I'm waiting for that kind of moment, I feel, for the Street Profits. Does it get to where they just split and it's just dissension and we get a Ford versus Dawkins feud, which I almost don't want.
but I think that's where we'll go first, right? Like Ford we'll get like the barbershop moment, right?
Right. I'm not a fan of that. I don't think it needs for that. It's much like how with like Carmelo and Trick of like, I know a lot of people have thought of Trick could turn on Carmelo, and that I would almost believe more, but it's one of those, if you don't need it, if you can just have literally they just do their own thing.
Right. No, I don't disagree. They could just split off. I don't know if they'll do it though. I'm really, really intrigued of how far we're going to take this. Is Belair going to be a part of it? Does it tie into the fact that they're going to do their own show and kind of become a little more, pretentious about the whole thing? I don't know.
Right. Speaking of pretentious, I want you to read this comment.
What about Juvi Guerrero as Sting's partner for Forbidden Door?
Right, like I said, speaking of pretentious, of that, the juice ain't going to AW.
Yeah, because when last time Juvi and Jericho were in the ring together, it was so fucking classic.
Yeah.
Oh, but in a match that actually made no sense. But that would be funny as shit.
Every Jericho match make no sense.
A lot, yes. True story.
Sorry.
2 count on Pretty Deadly.
Elton
Dawkins.
Prince. Yeah, well, that's the thing is Dawkins is actually talented in the ring. It's just he's always the other guy to Montez Ford. Of Montez Ford, you can't deny that guy has talent as a singles competitor.
Yeah, no, not at all. Dawkins' foot was on the rope. 11 matches for Forbidden Door. How do you feel?
Like it's 10 matches too much.
Ouch.
Or wait, no, I should say 9 matches too much. Give me the 2 matches, Danielson and Okada and Omega and Ospreay. And I'm fine.
Shit.
Yeah, that's a fantastic Sunday night.
Dawkins just killed Franz.
Man, well, they called it a shoulder tackle, but
that was rude.
That was more like a pounce than anything. Forward with the Uranagi, aka the rock bottom.
I was saying Paul when he was singing. Yeah, that makes sense. The thong song for Pretty Deadly.
The dong.
I say Ultimo
you
Dragon.
Wrong.
Ooh, not bad. Ultimo Dragon's an interesting one. Tajiri would be. I'd pop for Tajiri. Oh, here's their cheating. They get the win.
Yes, let's get Muda out there with all of his replacement hips and everything.
Pretty Deadly with the W.
And they even use the shirt to tie on to hold down even more the feet on the ropes.
Right. Dude, this would
get me. Ford's instantly like looking at Dawkins and like, what the fuck was that?
All right. I guess, man. So yeah, big loss for the Street Profits, big win for Pretty Deadly. The crowd barely made a sound. It was just that obnoxious, repetitious pumping of sound that sucked. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Anyone but Bitchberg. I listen. This is the front runner in the rumor mill. I love the idea of Lance Storm. Can I be serious for a minute?
Can I just be serious for a minute? I didn't know Lance Storm was being petitioned or auditioned for the partner of Darby and Sting.
Could you imagine? Hilarious. Goldberg is the front running rumor of who might be the partner. It would be crazy if they came out to the ring and they're like, our partner is this guy, and you get the music. Which I think the WWE owns, so I wonder what they're going to use.
No, they'll do a variation.
Right?
Yeah, how hard is it to go? Dun, 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 dun,
Right.
But no, because then we're gonna get Ryback hops the barricade, and he's like, "I challenge you to one." Like, no, just no.
I'm happy if I'm paying $50. I'm happy with 11 matches. Nick, here's my big concern: don't add anything else in the next 48 hours. Don't do it. Just leave it at 11. 11's nice. We can get home with 11. 2 or 3 on the pre-show. We're good. It's a lot.
11's aggressive though. Still, 11 is WrestleMania before we went to 2 nights, and everybody bitched about WrestleMania going too long.
Yeah.
So let's call a spade here.
Right. You're not wrong. 2-1, 2-1. All right. Get your energy drink ready, Boston Gamer.
Yeah, get that Tony Khan special going, man.
There you go for the Forbidden Door. Yeah.
Oh, well, see money out here saying Sting's partner will be the 16-time world champion.
I'd shit a cat.
Don't worry, Rick might do it in the ring too.
Speaking of Rick, here comes Charlotte.
Players.
Fucking hell.
1 fall. What? It's so weird to look at pro wrestling outfits because they're the shit that would make people at an award show blush.
Part of the allure of wrestling. It's so over the top, and you're supposed
to
but
she's almost out here looking like how Jim Herd there was trying to pitch Ric Flair and everything.
I'd be surprised it ends in under 4 hours. I think 4 hours is a solid over under on this one.
That's just the pre-show.
Oh God. Oh, next week in London, UK.
On a SmackDown, by the way, not on the pay-per-view.
That's interesting, right?
But does that then quickly turn around and set up a match for the pay-per-view?
I think so. I think somehow
they're already there.
Valair's going to get
be on ringside, so you set up your triple threat. But we've got Charlotte Flair versus Lacey Evans coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, I think getting your money's worth is one thing. I think overeating is another thing. And trust me, I know something about both. Yeah, I mean, you there's too much of a good thing. I mean, 11, 12. I mean, when we get into 15 and 16 matches, bro, it's a lot.
So is Tony Khan just Spinal Tap now of like most wrestling show fans are like, most wrestling pay-per-views go to like 9, 10, and Tony's just like, well, this one goes to 11. It's just Spinal Tap out here.
This one goes to 11.
Right.
Oh, man, only if Flex Luger could still go. God, too soon.
No, Lex Luger's a guy who never started.
Right.
That was a failure to launch.
I agree with Lewis here that Sting's partner is most likely a New Japan guy. Could it be Muta? Does he have enough? I know he retired, but we've seen it with all the rest.
It's for Ric Flair of even after my last match, I still think I could have another match. Well, we do have someone on Rampage tonight from New Japan named Duty. So do we get Officer Duty reporting for duty in a six-way or a six-man tag match between Darby, Sting, and I guess we'd get Duty involved. What?
Yeah. Should this match not? Would this match open the show, or could this match kill the show if it opened it?
All of the above is all of the above an option.
It's all possible on this.
Anything is possible. If there's so many matches here of, let's be honest, of this is a show of maybe 3 matches, maybe 3. As KJ takes a pause as I'm in commercial, but to me, the 3 biggest draws on this card are MJF versus Tanahashi, which we all know that's going MJF's way. It's not debatable. It's more just interesting to see. It's going to be Max's match with the indie Japanese Fed, as he's called it. And then you've got Okada versus Danielson, and you've got Kenny Omega versus Osprey, which I spoiler alert for our predictions later in here and everything. I'm taking Osprey over Omega, and I know very much that Bryan Danielson is considered the GOAT of pro wrestling. And you have Kazuchika Okada is considered a professional wrestling god. So it's 100% a dream match. And I like that they've managed to keep them to where they will be around each other, but there's been no contact. There's been no back and forth yet. If this could really go either way, but a goat to a god is a slaughter. And that's the way I'll put it. To me, this is Kazuchika Okada wins that match. Of Danielson, I think, is more of in a give back mode, and Okada, honestly, kind of should be in that mode. But I feel like New Japan might feel a little bit slighted after last year, so they're going to be like, we're going to get some of our fucking wins here. But no, those 2 to those 3 matches, I think, are what you're tuning into Forbidden Door for. I have not heard of another match. And you can let me know, chat, let me know if I'm wrong, if there is a match that has been announced outside of those 3 that this is what I want to tune into. I can't wait for this to happen at Forbidden Door. This is what I'm tuning in for. I feel like the rest of it's been padded out of. It could really be a 3-card show. I almost wanted to make the segue of saying I got a 3-card money out here with Lacey Evans coming out right now. And it's so interesting that even Sergeant Slaughter's daughter, and that's a lot of otters to say in a row, I'm not talking about the animal, are not exactly happy with the way that Lacey Evans' character has gone, that she's pretty much just ripping off Sergeant Slaughter. I really don't think they've ever been able to figure out Lacey Evans for whatever reason. But we've got her versus Charlotte Flair, which is honestly 2 people I thought would team up and be allies more than going square to square here. But we've got blonde on blonde action. So let me know whether you're taking Lacey Evans or you're taking Charlotte Flair. You can even drop a woo if you're taking Charlotte Flair here. Charlotte for the win. If it's evil, we ride. Evil as Sting's partner is who I'm guessing. That's not terrible. I know Steve was saying if we riot, but I honestly at this point, is it really going to be groundbreaking? Is it going to be super relevant? We've already got Eddie Kingston teaming up with the Elite just to go against, just because of Claudio. Like, that whole feud is just all sorts of things that I feel like they stink of rigor mortis at this point. If that's some shit that should have died a long time ago and you thought you were over and done with it, but it just won't go the fuck away here. As Lacey right now in control, the most sadistic woman in the locker room. That's a bold ass statement there from Wade Barrett. Oh yeah, Boston, it's a no-brainer there. Flair for the W. Bianca interferes and it's a DQ. Oh, that's not a bad shout, James. Charlotte easily. I think that's an easy pick. Big. Oh, what do we talk about here? Lacey for the W, says C Money. You know, interesting. As Charlotte even hits the salute me, and you should hit that. Acknowledge us by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button. Let's see where we at right now with the likes on the channel and everything like that here. As I refresh, yeah, we're at 230 so far on the stream. So 100% appreciate everybody that's been here for a minute, been here for a long way. All of that. Been here like the Usos of down since day one. But I've got Charlotte Flair setting up for the figure eight, which clearly is going to go into the figure four, which is going to go into figure eight. And now, do we get into a who did it better of her or her husband? It was very interesting that Andrade won with the figure eight as well, but god damn did she bridge that well. But so Lacey Evans taps out clearly, and oh, Charlotte still holding it, and Asuka comes in like a sloppy jalopy. And even loses a shoe. Who throws a shoe, honestly? Is going after Charlotte Flair right now. Is this where we're gonna get? Well, by the looks of it, honestly, with what's in the ring, she looks like she's beating the ever-loving gobstopper out of her. And she does Lacey Evans taunt for one reason. Why the fuck are we like, you're mocking Charlotte doing Lacey Evans taunt? That was just a little bit ridiculous here. But yeah.
It was funny. It was funny.
I was about to say, speaking of ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Right? No, I'm with that. No, dude. I mean, out of nowhere. I mean, it was a bit sloppy, but it is what it is. So they are setting up this match for next week. I still think Belair has something to do with it.
Oh, absolutely. We still set up to a triple threat. And tell me, is that not the best women's championship match on either brand with either champion, including Rhea, that you could book right now? It's a triple threat between Bianca, Charlotte, and Asuka. I don't see a likewise competitor that you could do with Rhea right now.
I mean, as far as compelling and oh my god, you know, Asuka might not win. Probably.
No, just even as a great match. Who would you put Rhea against on Monday Night Raw that could compare to Asuka versus Bianca or Asuka versus Charlotte or all three of them? All three of them.
Didn't they tease Raquel and wait, I'm so confused by all of this. Raquel's on Raw, is she not?
No one knows where anyone is anymore.
What the fuck? Evans needs to be a face or she'll never get over. I don't know if she works as a face. She's such a natural heel.
Right.
I agree with you, Lewis.
But again, like how we talked about earlier with Dana Brooke, of Lacey Evans has been a victim of circumstance, a victim of booking, but there's still been at least something worth talking about. The only thing we're talking about Dana Brooke is her whinging about not being talked about.
Right. Well, she's being talked about. I think she used it to her advantage. As Solo, Sikoa, and Paul come down to the ring, folks. Dun, dun, dun. So up next, going back to commercial. Jesus Christ.
Right. I was about to say, speaking of Solo.
Yeah, there you go. Solo. I'm rolling Solo. We are going to a commercial break, I do believe.
I'm running Solo. Running Solo.
Yeah, so I will take the predictions on this match, folks. So you got Sheamus or Solo. I would argue at this point it's been a little bit of a flat SmackDown. Nothing really jumping out. No really, oh my God, matches. I mean, cool for Ronda and Shayna, but I mean, the match was what it was. Not a lot to really jump up and down about right now. Do you think we will see McAfee at Payback in Pittsburgh? And for sure, he's got to be there for Fastlane and Indy. Yeah, I'd like to see Pat back for a couple of these big shows, and it definitely could be a possibility heading into Pittsburgh. And like you said, Indy is an even better opportunity. But yeah, I mean, for him to show up, he'll get a huge pop. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be on commentary, even though I like him on commentary. Could be in an angle. Could be fucking with somebody. I'm okay with it. 4-0. Woo. Yeah, no, that one was a no-doubter. Who throws a shoe? Who throws a shoe, honestly? 4-0 Asuka with the mist. Asuka at least making this match, try and make this match intriguing. 3-1. Asuka, Flair, Bianca, triple threat, SummerSlam. Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of triple threats, and especially Belair seems to get put into a lot of triple threats. I don't know if I love it. And not that I don't think it's a good match overall. They'll probably deliver, but I just kind of wanted a one-on-one. We'll figure it out, but it definitely feels like the possibility of a three-way is high. Santana for Sting's partner. He was a part of the Inner Circle, and he got hurt during the Blood and Guts match. I don't know. I don't know about that one. That feels like a little more of a reach. But maybe there's ties. Rhea versus Becky. I think eventually we're going to see that. I think we're going to revisit that rivalry because they teased Raquel and Rhea, which was interesting because Raquel just had her partner show back up on this show. So, yeah, follow the bouncing ball. They have 4 matches only. You're not wrong. And they haven't been exactly good matches. I think that's the saving grace. Like in previous weeks, when the show, might not have had many matches, but they were good, we're all right. I thought the opening segment came out hot. I thought the Usos started the show on the right foot, but man, did it go downhill. Lacey Evans ain't over regardless. Yeah, I think the Southern Belle thing worked. Then she got pregnant. She went through that bullshit with Ric Flair first, and that kind of killed her, and she never recovered. She's never found her way back into something. The vignettes of her standing on that wall and doing testimonials was awful. Didn't help her. Then you try and revamp her. You try and bring her out as a hero. Didn't work. She turns heel. Doesn't work. It's that case of when you're just always trying to paint, put a new coat of paint on it. Put a new coat of paint on it. It's still the same vehicle at the end of the day. And I think that's the problem Lacey's in right now, where they got to commit to something. If they're going to commit to Sergeant Slaughter's gimmick, then do it, but keep it going. So Low Sicko is my thought. Death match name. Okay. Okay, wait. Pierce talking to Belair. Why is she clapping? Okay. Okay. Belair going to get banned from ringside. Yeah. Belair is barred from ringside as Adam Pierce. We generally don't have a problem with people at ringside, but I guess on this case, nope. All right. Sheamus for the win. Fair enough. I can't see Sheamus winning. I got Solo. I'm with you, Dale, for sure. Sheamus for the win with the banger win. All right. Dana Brooke could be the female Arn Anderson of a stable. You're not wrong in that regard. She's powerful. She's strong. She is agile. Her lack is her personality. And I know a lot of people came to her defense. And again, I feel like some of the wrestlers should know better because talented wrestlers have failed to get over in the past. It's not the first time somebody that's working really hard just never found their way. But now what? We are supposed to add here? Oh, wait. Next week on the Waller Effect is Logan Paul. Wow. Okay. Roman Reigns returns next week. So if you're wondering if we're getting any Roman tonight outside of Paul's phone, that's a no-go. Solo been the best NXT call-up for a long while. Yeah, he's definitely come into his own. And again, protecting him in something like that, like the Bloodline works. It works really well. Lacey and Dana Ultimate Jobber tag team. Again, if you did it right, it could work. And that's what I think bothered me about Dana's reaction to the crowd. It's not a problem. You got to work around it. You got to find a way. Okay, The crowd doesn't want you to win. The crowd is turning on you. So why doesn't she go out and cheat? Then they'll be even more upset when she starts beating people. And then she continues it and turns the screws more and has a bad attitude and continues to cheat and piss people off. Now she might actually get herself over. But she walks out and she looks exactly like she always has. She does the flex, she does the flips. Again, it's the same routine. There's been no evolution of Dana Brooke. She never got over in NXT. She's not getting over now. And you can't be mad at the fans. It's the same shit I hear all the time when people say, oh, well, it was a flat crowd in Ohio or wherever. It's not the fans' job to get themselves excited. And they just stay home. SmackDown have no champion. It's true story. Well, they have Roman, kind of. Sheamus for the win. The Usos interfere. Okay. Tyler says, do you thoughts on Solo versus Gunther for championship? Not that it overly seems to matter, but right now they're on different shows. I think Solo definitely could be a US champion on this show. I think, yeah, a mid-card title for Solo is not far off the realm of possibility, Tyler. Waller's not going to do that, TJ. I think they're just going to continue to hold back. I think that's going to be something that we do not get for a little minute here. I don't know why, but I think they're really... See, in one breath, I say they're trying to slow play Waller, and then in the next breath, it's like, shit, but we're getting a Waller effect every week. Doesn't really work. Solo for the win. Ciampa versus Gunther. What about the rumor that it was supposed to be Ciampa coming out to accept the challenge from Seth? Interesting rumor. The U.S. title has become irrelevant. It's kind of quiet. I'm not going to say it's irrelevant completely, James, but it definitely has not seemed very important or over at this point. Have you seen that AEW All In is now the second best grossing event in ticket sales in a U.S. wrestling company's history besides WrestleMania 32? I have seen that. And Wembley is an absolute win for Tony Khan and AEW. We said this was going to be a big summer. They have to do a lot. I think Double or Nothing might not have been the best, start to spring, summer season, but Forbidden Door looks like it has a lot of potential. I think if Forbidden Door is done right and you continue that momentum, All In can be like nothing else that we've seen in a long time in wrestling. And I hope it goes off. I hope once they start announcing the card that maybe they can push it to 70,000 people. Will they catch WrestleMania 32? Highly unlikely. But hey, who knows? I got Solo for the W. Why, with the Roman returns next week, like, why not leave it to our imaginations? With Roman, I get what you're saying, but Roman showing up every second or third week, I think the surprise element's already gone from it. You're not going to get a whole, like, oh my God, we didn't know he was going to be here. So I don't mind them. Like, you know why they're doing it, because it's going to move the needle. It's going to bring in ratings. You tell us now that he's going to come back next week, and like we tend to see, we get an uptick because people know, oh shit, Roman. It's not just about Roman returning. It's your favorite storylines about to continue. Again, I feel like this match is a little bit okay. Crowd is a little bit flat as far as not into it. I'm not blaming the crowd, just for the record. Big clothesline by Sheamus. Sheamus for the win with Usos interfere. Fair enough. Again, SmackDown has no champions. Got that one. Dana has no ring skills. That's her problem. Steve, I mean, my issue isn't necessarily with whether or not she has ring skills. I do believe there's some level of athleticism. She's just not believable. Even like I said, like the spot that seemed to bother everybody was she gets put on a gurney and then she popped off the gurney. And when she jumped off the gurney, she was fine. Then she limped a little and then she was fine. So, yeah, to your point, maybe there is a lack of skill there. But again, should she be better at it now after all these years? Probably, maybe. everyone's equating the fans' reaction to, you don't realize she works hard. I don't give a fuck. You know, you can tune into your favorite sports team and they could have the hardest worker on the team fucking batting zero. We're going to have to bring in a pinch hitter. Like, let's do this. What are we waiting for? So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not incumbent of the fans to figure their lives out. They get to choose who they cheer for and who they don't. I'm sure she's a nice lady. She's just not hitting the mark. It's, it's Apollo Crews. Same idea. A guy that just hasn't found a way to get himself over. U.S. title has become irrelevant. Got that one.
Speaking of a way of a guy who hasn't found his way to get himself over.
Right?
What?
I disagree. I think Theory is doing a great job with it, James. How do you feel about the U.S. title? Has it gone a little quiet, a little by the wayside?
But you can't have everything be the focus all the time.
No, but I do feel like a show.
What?
I feel like a show like tonight, where there's not a whole lot fucking going on. It's been a pretty flat show. That if one of these segments featured a U.S. champion, and in a match or an angle or something, it gives a little more, like, you have plenty of TV time to make that title relevant.
Oh, I will give you that, but at the same time, does then the IC belt lose a little bit of its luster? Like, that's the thing, is you have so many moving plates. You had the women's unification tag title match. Do we have a U.S. title match? Do we have too many plates spinning all at the same time?
I mean, maybe. I go back to the Attitude Era in that regard, in the sense of, like, every segment mattered. Yeah, some segments had Val Venus or fucking Takemichi.
But not every segment was the championship.
No, I don't expect it to be a championship, but I expect the champion to be present in something. Talk about them, make them relevant.
I will give you that. I will give you that.
Yeah, to double up on the matches all the time is not necessary. I agree with you there, for sure.
Right. It's what is the U.S. division, though, on SmackDown?
Yeah, like, you don't really have that established. That's why I think the U.S. title's kind of been lost in the mix a little bit. The IC title feels far more important than the U.S. title.
But I think that's for a reason. I think that you have Gunther that's close to beating Honky Tonk's record. You're getting him involved in the mix of SmackDown has the Bloodline storyline of it's going to carry the ratings regardless of everything else is a moot point almost, unfortunately. Monday Night Raw, you've got 3 hours. You need the World Heavyweight title. You need the IC title. You need some stuff like that that's going to draw out them 3 hours.
Yeah, for sure. What else we got? Rollins and Ciampa, a PLE level banger. True story. I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Don't tell Tony with Collision about that.
Right. It's amazing how those numbers don't transfer. Explain yourself.
So how the numbers, the ticket sales and everything for All Out, or for All In, in Wembley have been fantastic. Good on you. 100%. Cannot be happier. But at the same time, you have even Meltzer, of all people. Like, that's one thing when it's Dave Meltzer reporting it and it's negative news with AEW. That's saying something of how the international, the UK viewership, the audience rating has dipped down. You have their internal viewership has dipped down. Ticket sales internally have dipped down. Now, granted, I've seen that there's been an uptick as far as Collision across Canada because of one Philip CM Punk Brooks. But
and again, people were like already like, oh, see, they announced Punk and the tickets aren't moving. No, fans wanted to see the man in the building. We wanted to make sure
it was going to happen first.
Yeah.
Larry, piss off. I wanted to hear Nick reading his own comment. Yes. That'll be my whole audiobook coming out soon, is I'm just talking to myself.
I'd read it.
It's the Randy Orton anthology of I hear voices in my head. They talk to me. They understand.
Oh, shit. Big clothesline by Sheamus. A little bit of a, like, the guys are in there banging. The crowd's not over.
Big beefy boys slapping meat. Pause.
Yeah. it's just been a bit of a flat night.
But has it become the point of with SmackDown to where if it does not involve the Bloodline, if it does not involve the Samoan dynasty, that it becomes a flat night?
Yes, but is that our fault as fans, or is it the show's fault for
No,
not
not at
figuring
all. I
shit
never
out?
said that, but I feel
I'm
like
curious.
they've backed themselves into a corner.
Yeah. Well, that's where I think, like right now, I think where if somebody just mentioned something I thought was intriguing, was like Carlito's return, and it's been rumored that Carlito's coming back. If Carlito, in theory, were in a feud right now, and it was like that took up a chunk of your first hour, this
Please.
match, you know what I mean? You kind of helps your show along, especially on weeks where you're not getting Roman or the Bloodline.
I spit in the ratings of people who don't want to be cool.
Right? That's it, man. I agree, man. Like if you get them in, you get them involved. I think that's where that US title is important on nights like tonight.
But see, this is where I counter with, unlike the other promotion, and I'll let you figure that out.
I don't know.
To where they give you everything all at once out of the gate of literally there's so much, it's sensory overload if you can't comprehend of how many returns and everything and every angle of literally you need thumbtacks and yarn to plot out every fucking storyline going with that company versus here of they know that they're going to slow play this. So we've still got Money in the Bank in the chamber. We've still got SummerSlam in the chamber. We've now even got Payback and Fastlane announced. We've got rounds in the chamber.
Ooh.
So we're going to let this shit build.
Yeah.
We're going to build up that anticipation versus we just everything all at once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I do think that I'm not exactly asking for him to go crazy, but I do think you need to build depth around the Bloodline storyline.
Beats in the Bowery, and by the way, people in
finally made some noise.
Where are they right now? They don't know how to count because I think he's at like 7 and they're at like 27.
Been a solid match, not a bad match. Yeah, I think the crowd has just been taken out of the show. That's what I think.
I don't know how to argue with that too much. Like, you're not wrong. I'm trying to present a counterpoint, and I'm like, I ain't got it.
No Lashley on the show, Victor. No Lashley, buddy.
Still interesting. Well, there's been the rumors even loosely tied because they've had their feuds recently for the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE Championship, at least, of how I guess the Drew McIntyre stuff is progressing to where they think he could be in the fold for Money in the Bank or be when they do the UK tour and everything, or at least moving it along a little bit of. They might not be so cold as ice in the negotiations.
Right. I think Solo wins. Usos come out to confront him and we get a blow up. Interesting.
Could happen.
Hey KJ, I heard about Roman go to NXT. Shake my head. WWE won't give him a all title. No, Tyler, you can't just make stuff up.
Right. None of that.
Oh shit.
Just none of that.
Why noise? Solo down, but Solo grabbed his arm.
Well, when it comes to you, it's just noise.
Oh.
Well, no, KJ White. It's just you. It's just noise.
It's just noise. I am the white noise. Sounds so racist. Problem is Solo is Tyler heel. It's not my fault. Listen, it is what it is, bro. Roman not defend the title next week. Now people are just saying random things. Dana just hasn't evolved as a character and she can't act. I completely agree. She has not grown or changed or got better.
Not at all. She would fit in perfectly with the Outcast because she's nothing but green. She can't even sell pushing someone into the steps. And I'm not saying that as in like, oh, I could do that fantastically, but I also don't work for WWE currently.
Yeah, it's not my job.
That's the thing. I'm not supposed to be able to do that.
You're a noggy on the table, Nick. Dana Brooke was at her best. I said this the other night, TJ. So great minds think alike on that one.
Titus.
Whoa,
why?
But she was like the accountant, planner,
She was
manager.
Miss Brooks, just with blonde hair.
It was fun, but she had a really good look then, and it separated her from everything else. She's not just another wrestler in tights.
And it lifted and separated them tatas.
Hey, that's enough of that. You motorboating son of a bitch.
Oh,
Solo throws himself through.
Titus was just in there going, hurry, hurry, hurry.
Hoorah.
Millions of movies.
Okay, enough before we get canceled.
Fair enough.
Well, they ended it.
I think this match is getting canceled because Solo just goes through the barricade.
We got
a referee stoppage here. Sheamus cannot compete. That Samoan booty going through the barricade was just too much for Sheamus here.
Here's the problem. When you put people through that barricade all the fucking time, then you do it tonight and Sheamus can't get up. Sheamus has been through far worse. That, to me, is a bit of a meh ending. Oh, shit.
How many... Well, just even looking at the
Usos and everybody,
looking at the bloodline, everything is, I like that we've got Solos just like, I'm going to spike everybody.
Yeah, everyone taking a thumb.
Right. A hardcore thumbing. But Roman sat there and speared people through the barricade. We've had moments even with Brock and Roman through the barricade. And that's just been part one of the five parts of the match.
Here they come.
Ooh,
so I like it better when they come out with no music though, but they're eyeballing little bro.
Well, this should be when they would come out with no music and they're just running out to the ring. Versus we're gonna announce our entrance of now we've got the Usos going head to head with Solo Sikoa. Solo super kick, another super kick, double super kick.
Eating shoes like a fucking puppy.
Right. I like that.
Just eating shoes. That's a great shout. Carlito theory would be great. It really would. It works really well, James, in my humble opinion.
I was gonna say, man, checking out more shoes than a Foot Locker fucking customer.
Now they're eyeballing Paul. Uh-oh, Paulie. I just want to get a clip of him running again. It's one of my favorite things in wrestling is when Paul Heyman runs. Oh, shit.
Yeah, have you ever seen a walrus run?
Remember that night where he was like, Brock was there and he went fucking sprinting back?
All you needed was the Benny Hill music. They're
not
as
done.
They're both double laying out Solo. And how is this to where you, hey, brother, come team with us after we just beat the shit out of you?
Well, that's sometimes you got to lay a whooping on your little brother to wake him up.
Sounds like an older brother's perspective.
It really is.
I was going to say, as Jay missed all of that and Jimmy got all of that, Jay landed a knee on the apron and that's how we end Friday Night SmackDown. You got Paul with phone in hand.
Calling Roman
Reigns.
Man. What do you folks, that is the end of SmackDown. We are flipping over to Rampage, so do not miss out. Do not leave. Do not go anywhere. As Rampage is kicking off, we will take your rating out of 10 on SmackDown. How did you feel about SmackDown tonight? Did it tickle your fancy? You going home happy? Did it float your boat? Did it find your lost remote? What did it do?
What?
I don't fucking know.
Did you want to super kick that, television remote, or were you feeling oozy about everything that you saw on Friday Night SmackDown? We'll go that way.
Like, just going back between you and I, Nick, what really stands out tonight of like, oh, well, that was good. What like jumps off the page? The opening segment was fire. That's Nick's way of being like, and
it started off good, and then it just could not get out of first gear. It could not for the life of it. We had the implosion of the Usos going after Solo, and like you said, if it should have been, the older brother's taking the younger brother to the woodshed and everything like that. And we could have built up to it and everything. And it just,
right?
For whatever reason, everything felt flat.
It did. It just, and again, I know, like I say, we talk about fans saying, "Oh, well, it's a flat crowd tonight." No, they made the crowd flat. Like the crowd was up for the Usos. They were loud for the Usos. They were cheering for the Usos, and it just never came to be.
Fair enough. I've got right now the end of The Hangover 3. As I'm waiting for Rampage that should be now kicking off here. But Kevin's saying 9 out of 10. Curtis saying 7 out of 10.
7.
JV asking who the F1. Nobody knows.
Nobody won. Solo won by referee stoppage.
Yeah, on a barricade spot.
Yeah, the barricade.
All ways to do it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Wouldn't be my choice.
No. Vance saying 6 out of 10. Daniel, KJ's trying to channel his inner Dr. Seuss, but failing horribly.
If I was going after Zeus, you know I was going after Zeus.
Zeus or Zeus?
Zeus.
I will not have it, Sam. I will not have it, Dan. I will not eat your green eggs and ham. I will not eat your AEW. Right. And shout out to the Giant Cornette hitting the crowd as we're kicking off with United Empire going. What the fuck? I'm literally trying to catch up of everybody's.
That was very successful shot, Daniel.
We've got Chaos, we've got Swerve, we've got Osprey gyro flexing on someone in the corner, and we've got Chris Jericho on commentary, and they wonder why the Rampage ratings are the amount of people that Dynamite loses. Like literally, you can look at the equivalent number of the Rampage viewership is the amount of people that tune out of Dynamite.
No, I mean, it's crazy, dude. It really is. I mean, I don't know. I keep saying it. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse with this one, but I really do feel like they have an opportunity to turn Friday nights into Ring of Honor Rampage, and
it's a zombie horse at this point. It's a horse that won't fucking die.
Right? Wow.
Yeah, so we've got, what in the fuck do we have here?
What do we got here? I don't even have it on yet.
Fair enough. I've got right now roll up on Swerve here. So yeah, we've got, so what do we have? Chaos / best friends / discount Lodi / John Cena because he's got patchwork jorts on from New Japan. I'm sure people are going to tear me apart in the comments. Versus United Empire with Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and Will Ospreay. Yeah, so we've got a very unique 8-man tag match right now.
Kick off the show. I mean, again, it's funny. Like if you were watching the live taping of this, you've already seen close to 50 people on the previous show, and Rampage opens with this many people. It's kind of funny.
All right. Well, Daniel out here saying at this point, I think most of us, especially Nick, well, yeah, vitamins help with that. You can have that, but need a flowchart of all the people AW's hired. Yeah, I think Tony still needs that. If he's out there with just the thumbtacks and the fucking twine and everything like that, there's no Pepe Sylvia. I keep paying paychecks to a Pepe Sylvia, and I've never hired a Pepe Sylvia.
Right? Sir, I'm slightly distracted because my Rampage coverage is being pushed back due to fucking CFL football.
Well, if it's because of CFL, I swear to God.
It is because of CFL football. No, it's not happening. So I'm gonna have to
this works great because this is a prime example of the bear trap that Tony Khan has walked himself into of just, we're going to just announce a Canadian tour with no preparation, with nothing behind it, with anything. Yeah, go ahead. Right. You can have that. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm mad at, as we've got all sorts of chaos thrown out here. And if someone can let me know who's teaming here with the best friends of Rocky Romero, it would be appreciated. But so we've got Swerve and United Empire versus the best friends, or aka Chaos here. The crowd is on valuable. Might be on something else from Tony Khan here. Chris saying 4 out of 10, no Bailey on SmackDown. Well, don't worry. I feel like you're going to be getting that coming soon here. And Daniel saying, you know good and well Strickland's doing to the job to Tanahashi because Tana's going to lose to MJF on Sunday. Right. Well, Tanahashi's not in this match. Or, well, no. Oh, I get where you're going. You're getting Tanahashi versus Swerve on Collision, which is a fantastic match. But again, to prove your point a bit there of MJF's not losing, especially to Tanahashi, especially at Forbidden Door. And it's one of those of, why am I going to have the contender that's facing my world champion facing a guy I've been struggling to build with, even though he's fantastically talented in the ring, on my go-home show the night before? Let Tanahashi get that rest. Let him. You can have that. We don't even need that. But right now I've got pictures. I've got, I believe it's Beretta and Jeff Cobb in the ring right now. I already got that one. Kyle Fletcher needs to be showcased more on live television. He's too damn good to be regulated to Rampage. You could say that with a good chunk of the roster. That's the thing. That's the problem, is people that get featured a lot on Dynamite, really, you could swap places with a lot of people. And that's why it's so interesting to me of that Collision debut show. It's on a Saturday night and it had every disadvantage working against it outside of CM Punk returning in Chicago. And it did almost the same ratings that AEW did. So that's very much a good jumping off point from that. Larry, never knock volume until you've had one. It's amazing. Well, Daniel, you do you, boo-boo. Tony, have never lived by the motto, as a little goes a long way, or less is more. Yeah, that's an understatement of the century here. Of, I don't think Tony Khan knows what those statements mean. I don't know if he's heard those statements before, because this man just overbooks as much as possible. I'm about to make you a sad panda. Why are people sad about that? Why? Daniel ain't knocking him. That's how I know. Fair enough. Man saying heel versus heel, interesting info. Yeah, well, no, you have all the heels teaming up on one team because the United Empire, even though they're the far superior talented team, are having to work the heel angle, as Swerve's just eating shots from everybody, and then a reverse enziguri from Rocky Romero as he tags in Ospreay, and he tags in Japanese John Cena, is the best I can call him right now. Even though I've never seen Patchwork Jorts until now. But it's so interesting that this is supposed to be the build towards Forbidden Door, that this is supposed to get you hyped for that show, when I really, am I missing something? That this is a good match. This is a great match. I will not ever be upset about watching Will Ospreay on my television. I might be upset about watching Aubrey, but that's neither here nor there. But they're selling this as this is supposed to be your super buildup of, why not have a promo back and forth? Why not have something that's going to build between Kenny and Ospreay? Why not show some video packages? Why not any of that? Instead, you've got him in a nothing match that literally, honestly, about maybe 200,000 are going to watch. but we keep getting advertisements for the Acclaimed in action later tonight as well. But right now we've got we've got a hug it out moment, and you can have that. Reigns just tried to Pedro Morales top 5, just tied Pedro Morales for top 5 longest title reign, any reign at 127 days. And I think he's going to keep going. Very much they've made it clear they want to try and refresh their record books. They want to expand upon it. They want to make it more modern here. So I believe that. Oh, turn it out. Ospreay with a roll up. 1, 2 count. Jeff Cobb is the guy that 100%, I know we've talked about Jacob Fatu, etc. Joining the Bloodline. If they could make it work, if they could make it happen, Jeff Cobb's 100%. And is it a hidden blade when you hit the guy in the front? But we've got a hidden blade for a 1, 2, 3 as Ospreay picks up the win. And it was a good match, but did anybody feel like they're more excited to watch Forbidden Door because of this, as we're getting the advertisement for? We've got tomorrow night, which we'll be here live for. So absolutely you need to be a friend, tell a friend, all that, because we got you covered with anything and everything pro wrestling. But we'll be here tomorrow night for Swerve Strickland versus Tanahashi, and we're getting we quickly cut from Ospreay and United Empire and Swerve picking up the win to hyping up at Forbidden Door. We're getting Toni Storm versus Willow for the AEW Women's Championship, and I honestly could see Willow winning it. I know it's a bit because she's there, because she's the New Japan Strong Women's Champion of that. Almost would have been Mercedes, so we could have had that moment, that match. But I could see I'm not buying. I'm not a fan of the Toni Storm. I'm not a fan of the Outcast. I'm not a fan of Saraya. I'm not a fan of Ruby Riot, all of that. Scott out here, thank you for the super chat. GCW is better than SmackDown. Is there a GCW show going on right now? We might have to pull that up here in picture here. You're testing our wrestling coverage here, I guess, if you're mentioning that there's a GCW show going on right now. But I haven't seen it enough right now to say that it's better than SmackDown. I think SmackDown is always normally one of, if not the best, weekly pro wrestling shows. But that is interesting. Now you're going to have me check this out here, as I've got Adam Cole, baby. Hey, what do you say? Let's go play with some clay. Coming out right now on Friday night, on Friday Night Rampage. Almost mixed up with Saturday Night Collision. Why? Want to know, I'm not into Best Friends faction. Don't worry, no one else is. Adam Cole, baby. Absolutely. I can appreciate the Japanese wrestlers, how good some of them are, what many of them can do, but Khan's presentation makes me not care or want to be invested in why these guys matter. Touche with that. It's a little bit of like having Excalibur and Chris Jericho on commentary. I understand it because that's all you have, but I don't want to listen to it. As I've got Maxwell Jacob Friedman coming out right now. And at least his tan's toned down a little bit here. He at least looks halfway normal complexion. He doesn't look full, bronze, looking like a honey-baked ham out here. And I do find it interesting that we've gone to the cliche of these guys are tag partners of, but how will they coexist? Hot potato the title already. Which title? No. Tommy Lawler comes out and MJF's, don't worry, Adam, I'll save you, as we've got Tom Lawler and his tag team partner out here just stretching. Adam Cole, and he's got I like this of MJF's literally, oh, I gotta take off the bracelet. Hold on, I gotta take off the scarf here. You can hold that here right now. As I gotta make sure I gotta save my friend here. After oh man, I almost had him. This is so good. This is such old school pro wrestling heel. And what makes it so great is because you haven't seen it in such a long time. As MJF literally just looks at Cole as he's out there with, the glare face of, see you at Forbidden Door, partner, and just drops the microphone. So Adam Cole versus Tom Lawler, just when we thought Tony Khan couldn't add more, he said, you can have that. That ain't what I'm mad at. And now we've got even more matches. So now we're up to at least what? At minimum 12 matches added to the card. Are we including the pre-show? Are we including the tournaments? Are we including, all of these matches that have been added to the last minute? It's almost like you knew you had a fucking pay-per-view coming up and you just waited until the week before to sit there and add all of the matches to the show. It really was just focused around a couple matches. MJF is a fucking treasure. Yes, he is. 100%. You need to embrace that shit. You need to, as much as you need to acknowledge Roman Reigns, you need to acknowledge MJF. You need to acknowledge us as well and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, be a friend, tell a friend. We're doing this for anything and everything. Still, we're rolling through Rampage right now. If we were just covering Friday Night SmackDown, I got Scott out here teasing me with a GCW show that I'm still trying to look up. We're going to be back at it like a jackrabbit for AW Collision, the ultimate go home show, the last of the go home shows for Forbidden Door, and then we'll be back at it on Sunday night for Forbidden Door. We'll be here even before the pre-show. We'll be here probably even after the post-show. We'll be out here probably paying attention to the media scrum, because at this point, when it comes to AEW, that's at times almost more entertaining than the actual show. But what are you people thinking so far? What did you think of SmackDown? What are you thinking of Rampage so far? It's been interesting. And yes, so we do have GCW Ride or Die. Fair enough. So I'm halfway pulling this up as I've got the end of it. Looks like a Jordan Oliver match. Hi.
Yes,
I am.
Yeah, usually. Rampage isn't cooperating with me, but I am watching Ride or Die. I do have it up as well.
That's how you know everybody right now is our Ride or Die right now.
That's it.
They're, riding or dying right along with us. Why?
What did you kind of rate SmackDown tonight?
Oh
shit, came alive.
6.5 is the number that's calling out to me, so that's where I'll go with that. Not far from their strongest show in quite a while. Not by any means, but at the same time, it's never terrible.
Yeah, I think I'll give it a 6. No, a 5.5. I'll go 5.5.
So I'm a whole point ahead of you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like it. I felt like Dynamite was more fun. NXT was more fun. Raw was about on par. Raw wasn't that good this week, I don't believe. I don't think. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. It was a rough one. It didn't have any substance to it. A week away from, Money in the Bank, there wasn't a whole lot to dig into.
You got to build up that anticipation of how do you really come back after the super kick heard around the world, or the super kick heard around the world 2, and even expect to be on par with it, unless you're going to do something equivalent to it.
Right. No, and I get that in the sense of, like, I'm not trying to be greedy here. As Los Mazizos is coming out with Rina Yamashita.
I was going to say, speaking of greedy, Rena, how you doing? I mean, shout out to your boy. How you doing?
How you doing? I think I
I'll
found
let you
the
hit me
cure
with a
for my
light tube.
insomnia.
Why?
What's that?
I said I'll let you hit me with a light tube. Why?
Yeah, she'd happily beat the shit out of you.
You can have that. That even what I'm at.
Right? I think I found the cure for my insomnia.
Oh, sorry. Oh, there we go. Joe Black from NyQuil AEW.
Yeah,
Extra strength.
How was the first match overall? The
There was a
multi-man.
match.
Well, yeah, the chaos that just happened.
It's a rampage. I'll say that. It felt very much. It's one of those of. It was a good match. I don't get how it builds towards anything that's literally happening in a couple of days.
Yeah, I think it's just a bit of, hey, look, we have Will Ospreay, and he's good. He got a pin tonight.
It's Tony Khan with, hey, look, I just got this new action figure of, see, I just got the new Kyle Fletcher and I got the Will Ospreay, and look I can make them do the flippy-doos too, just like everybody else.
Yeah, a little bit. And like, again, trying to give him some credit of like, all right, he's trying to get this dude on TV before this big match. Not everybody knows.
Right, but you're telling me that, and I know you didn't fully see it, but that would have been better than you get the video packages, you get the hype ups, you get a, the little promo video that hypes up Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. You sit there and you run back part of their last match.
Yeah.
And that's what gets you hyped versus you're out here with the best friends. Like
if Rampage was a review show, like it was like the preview show, like the road to Forbidden Door, it probably would be better than doing what you're doing.
No, because it still suck. As we've got, that's not Primo, that's not Epico. He's the dullest of the Shining Stars right now, I guess, out there in the ring with the Acclaim. So yeah, we've got Le Job Squad. Mic drop elbow from Maxcaster here.
Scissor me.
And I can't tell you a single partner this man had anything.
Nope. All right. We got Los Macizos and Nos Macizos. Oh, more scissoring. Brian versus Okada main event. I heard that rumor. I really did.
Who are you? Cut the music. I'm going to let y'all finish. Who the fuck is this?
Where? I'm watching two shows.
I'm watching Rampage right now.
Oh, okay.
This is sub-porn level acting.
Oh, good. I'm getting an Acclaimed match.
I'm an amazing musician. That's why no one knows who the fuck you are.
Okay, you need to help me here. I'm watching an Acclaimed match.
Oh, I'm past that.
Okay, so you're past that. Okay, I'm at least in the right direction. Okay, there we go.
You're getting there. I literally do not know who this woman is.
Anonymous is elite. That's Haley Cameron from QTV. Okay. Who?
Who in the Rudy Blue hell?
The Jabberwockies.
What in the name of Jillian Hall am I watching on my fucking screen right now?
I don't know. It's hurting my ears.
Why are the Jabberwockies? Why are the Jabberwockies? She's trying to sing, folks, and if your dog started barking, I do apologize. Please don't blame us. And just blame this terrible woman who couldn't find a key in a fucking lockbox. She has less keys than the fucking janitor.
Oh wait, she has an accent? Jesus Christ.
Is shit called an accent now? Is that where we're going with this?
I have no idea. I'm just trying to.
Fair enough. Well, we're getting a back and forth, and we're gonna get a a sing/rap off. And so when you only have an hour of television, is this how you spend your hour of television?
Don't do it.
On a go-home show before your biggest fucking pay-per-view, allegedly, of the fucking year? You introduce someone who no one gives a fuck to argue and have a sing-off, have a showdown, have a riff-off with who gives a fuck?
Did I hear you say Adam Cole versus Robbie Lawler?
Not Robbie Lawler.
Or Dave Lawler.
Yeah, versus Tommy Lawler.
Against who?
Tom Lawler.
Tom Lawler. What did I say? Dave Lawler? Jesus.
Robbie Lawler.
I said Robbie too. It's
same kind of sport. Just
we're getting there. We're getting closer.
The other got concussed.
Billy just said
What the fuck?
The greatest rapper in the world,
bro. What in the name of? Do you have children covering their ears right now from this fucking Barbie Busta Rhymes right now in the ring?
Barbie Busta Rhymes, fair.
Well, she's out here of like adrenaline, estrogen,
This fucking Vanilla Minaj.
Well, no, there's no Minaj there. What's the solo version of a Minaj?
I was just thinking Nikki.
No one wants to fuck with this shit.
I was just thinking Nikki, but all right, let's move on.
Yeah. It's tricky to rocker rum. That's right on top.
Okay, I'm just getting to her doing her shit. You don't have to. I don't care.
Save yourself the time. Just pause again. Do whatever you need to do. Just run. Run. Like the Bray Wyatt.
Run. Get out of here.
You're not gonna do any. You're doing yourself any favors. Yo, I never knew Iggy Azalea had a reverse plastic surgery.
Rap better than Top Dollar, B-Fab, Adonis. Like
you're saying that like that's a fucking hard thing to do. Like
hilarious.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack. Like QT.
He actually did better than I thought. Except
this is making me so angry. Why is my screen right now just filled with nothing but ass boys and QT Marshall and everything and just terrible female rappers?
At least we're gonna get Johnny Mundo now. Fuck.
Tony, make it stop. I give up. Please make it stop. This is just so bad.
She came from the NXT PC. Can we put her back?
She hasn't incubated yet. She hasn't heard of.
Oh shit! Bowens is
Johnny TV. So this is what we're. I didn't even think about it. We're getting QTV with Johnny TV.
Yeah.
In 1, 2, 3. Fuck off with me. Oh, I don't want to watch this on my TV. No.
Ladies and gentlemen, this Tiffany Epiphany is brought to you by Nick. Thank you for coming.
I'm a Tiffany Epiphany on out.
Fucking hell. I don't think that's going to work on Bowens. No, it might not. QT getting booed, mostly because we don't want him here. Aaron Solo still in the company, blows my mind. Anthony Bowens came out. It's a true story. Sorry I'm late. Who was the Undisputed Women Tag Team Champions? Bobby Big Wheels, welcome back. You are looking at Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, as predicted. Johnny Mundo. Johnny TV. The Jabberwocky. There you go. So we're going to get a feud between the Acclaimed and QTV. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I mean, the only thing missing was a stupid set. And it would be pretty on par, James, to be 100% honest with you. Johnny TV. Oh, my God. Go back to the drawing board. Well, it's because he's on QTV. I guess Hobbs is out. Is Hobbs still on QTV? Did he quit? Did he realize he should have never? But she just told Billy to suck it. I hope she doesn't whip it out. Son of a bitch. That was terrible way to get to Johnny TV. Yeah, you're bringing in Johnny Morrison. You can't put him somewhere else? You're going to make him a heel with QT Marshall? Son of a bitch. If anyone was curious right now. Oh, no. I still got GCW on. I got Swerve right now talking about his match tomorrow night. Anonymous is all elite. We caught that. Oh, boy. Was that reveal dragged out? Yeah, long. To the point where they reveal Johnny, and you're like, oh, okay. Now can we go home? Everybody on GCW is grabbing everybody's balls. Yeah, you heard me correctly. If you are watching GCW, there's a wow. They did the wave. Here comes the newest sensation, Sky Blue, who's become infamous for her interview skills. Sky Blue. Well, blue is my favorite color. Wait. I'm confused with all the names. What was that? Yeah, now John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Mundo, is now going to be Johnny TV. And he's partnering with QTV. Did you get it? You see what they did? See how creative and exciting that is? God help me. Wow. Yamashita just takes a magic killer through the table. Yeah, it was Morrison. Yeah, it was. He starts with the silt of AEW. Yeah, right. Sky Blue cake saving. No, it's not. I mean, I appreciate what you're saying, James. It's like you know, it's like a temporary fix. We forget what we're watching for about 8 minutes. Becomes a great cake challenge for till we come back. Joey Ryan is in GCW. Don't think so. I do not think so. Last I heard, Joey Ryan was being fired by Disney as he got a worker. Like he was working at like the theme park, and they found out. That could be accusations. Don't quote me. I ain't said shit. Cora Blue locks up with Anna Jay. There you go. Cora Jade for the W. Fair enough. I generally don't ask for predictions on this show, but if you want to chime in, I'm all ears. But we will be back tomorrow for Collision. Cora Jade chasing Anna Jay around. I believe that was Coke. Mac Daddy getting in the way. Oh, shit. Yama shit against the pin on Ride or Die. Your former GCW world champion. I love cake, but I would stay away from Sky Blue cake. All right, Larry. Bigger man than me. I vote for Sky Blue. Has seen good choice. Why are they grabbing each other's? That's Yamashita started it. Everybody copied it. I don't know what's going on. Where's Davey Boy Smith Jr.? Listen, I thought Davey Boy Smith Jr. should have won last year's Owen Cup. It would be cool if he was in the Owen Cup. He's not in the Owen Cup, but I think that was kind of fitting. He kind of flirted with NWA for a bit. He was doing the Commonwealth Connection. Kind of just faded off. Like, I don't really know. I haven't seen him in too many indie bookings or anything. So Coke and Diet Coke are here. Anna Jay. What is happening? Today is Sonic the Hedgehog's birthday. All right. Happy birthday, Sonic. Don't go easy on the golden rings. Countdown to Forbidden Door is premiering on YouTube at midnight EST. Bradley, thank you. That's what they should have done with this. This hour probably should have been that. Just do the countdown to the show. That would have been, I think, better, to be honest. Big week next week. AEW Fight Forever is here. Jared, thank you for being here. And yes, we got a crazy week coming up because we got our usual stuff and we got all our live streams each show. Then we also have Luna, now the newly titled and branded Luna's Lounge will be back on Tuesday. On Thursday, June 29th, the day that Fight Forever comes out, Mr. CJ Brand will be on live after our Impact coverage, and he will be doing some some unboxing and some reviewing and some playing of AEW Fight Forever for you guys. And then we got more gaming content coming your way. If you haven't voted for the name of the new show, go do that now or later. Do it eventually. J-Boy. Yeah, he's probably in Canada. That's a possibility. Sky Cora for the win. No, it's Cora Blue. Cora Blue. He was rotting away in MLW. There you go, JV. Yeah, he's not doing much, and I was surprised. I don't know what the issue between him and WWE had become. I don't know why WWE didn't want to invest time or money into him. To me, he checks off a lot of boxes. I really don't know. I don't get it, but he never really ended up anywhere else. So interesting. I already own No Mercy in WCW versus NWO Revenge. Don't need ripoff. I mean, Fight Forever. Daniel. I don't know, man. I agree with you. It looks very No Mercy. I will find out next week as well. And we'll go through it. We'll find out together. A lot of crazy shit. I've seen some really interesting clips. They might overcompensate for the lack of graphics and the lack of gameplay by a whole bunch of bells and whistles and side games, and people are just gonna be like, best game ever. I can skateboard around. This is so cool. Or look, I blew up the whole ring. That might be enough to suffice for some people, but I don't know. It's a tough sell. We'll see what it's like. Optimism. It's just a new wrestling game to play. We'll find out. Oh, by the way, Nick leaves me. We're on Pitcher in Pitcher for Dynamite, and I'm on a 10-minute, now down to 10-minute intermission for GCW. So, folks, I will take a second to remind those still watching. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Tell all your friends. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else. We are Channel 4 fans, by fans, as you all know, and we will be rolling through all week long, right to Money in the Bank. The day after Money in the Bank, we are going to do our half-year awards, where we recap the first 6 months in wrestling. And stay tuned for some polls and voting opportunities to let us know what you think should take home some of these awards. So, yeah, like I said, for fans, by fans. That's what we do here. That's going to be fun, and then it doesn't stop. We're rolling right into July. We got lots of shows coming up in July, including Slammiversary. We cover it all, folks, and it's going to be a good one. But other than that, go check out all our socials. Go be a part of the family. Check us out on Discord. Get yourself a t-shirt. Join the club. Join the family. Bonker says, it was okay, but I don't remember it because nothing important for story. Yeah. I think that's my issue overall. I mean, people, that is the criticism, right? You just show up for the Bloodline shit and everything else is kind of filler. But when the whole night is kind of filler, it just didn't deliver overall for me. It was just very flat. You can still have a very exciting night without Roman Reigns on your TV. Now, I've already read reports that apparently Vince caused a whole bunch of problems on the script tonight, but that seems to be the trend, that every time WWE does something a little lackluster, we all blame Vince. Maybe it is Vince's fault. Who the fuck knows? Ricochet seems to think it's Vince's fault. Oh, yeah, of course, going to be lots of fanboying about it. By default, yeah, absolutely. The same thing we get with the shows, Daniel, we're going to get with this game. Like, the game could be a complete mess, and people would still be like, best game ever. Best game ever. Can't wait for Fight Forever 2 in 2027. Will you be able to sparkler kick people in the new game? I don't know, Boston, but apparently you can Molotov cocktail some situations. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that, but that's apparently in the game. Exploding glass bottles. Am I allowed to? I don't know. We'll find out. There's a setting where you can make it full, an explosion, or exactly like the weak sparkler effect from the death match. Oh, wow. That's funny. You know, you can't laugh at us if we laugh at ourselves. Who's bleeding? TK is booking Booker of the Decade. If you ask Meltzer, kind of. Depends. 2 count. Big pin. Decent match between these two ladies. Not bad. Is Anna bleeding? Yikes, Daniel. That's a game I'll be waiting for free PlayStation catalog. Yeah, no kidding. Now, remember, this is a qualifier. This is a tournament match for the Owen Hart Cup. Speaking of cups,
and I blew myself all over the screen. What? Pause. Your face just sold it.
I don't think that YouTube likes when we say things like that.
I didn't say anything
Blue,
aggressive. I didn't say anything. I was talking about the color. I'm
your color. We're
Eiffel
very
65.
Blue everywhere. Yep.
All right. I'm blue. Da ba dee ba da die. Hit that like and subscribe.
Right. I feel like Usos and Roman and Sammy will collect most of the awards. They're going to be front runners for a lot of the awards, guys. It's hard to argue with that, right? I mean, there's certain categories that somebody said, "Where's the Slammies?" Who was that? KJ, when are the next Slammies? Right there, better than the Slammies.
KJ's coming up July 2nd.
July 2nd.
January 2nd.
January 2nd. We're saving it.
Yes. No, 100% of even if you agree to disagree with us on the Meteor,
wow.
come back around.
Oh, by the way, Cora J advances in the tournament. A pretty decent match overall. This girl's showing that she can wrestle. She can't do an interview for shit, but she can wrestle.
You mean Sky Blue?
Yeah. What did I say?
Oh, you said Cora Jade. So that's why I was like, I'm all thrown off. I was expecting like
Cora
Jade
Blue.
Cargill.
Cora Blue.
Yeah, but I've got
happened?
Ride or Die in an intermission, and I've got a video package for Collision right now.
She's crying.
Crocodile tears. Speaking of Elton John, he did the crocodile.
Cora Blue is going to face the winner of Britt Baker and Ruby Soho.
And who gives a fucko?
Right.
Meltzer already have the game a 5-star rating. Well, speaking of the game, because Boston, I know you're 100%. You got us covered when it comes to anything and everything with that 2K23, which, by the way, 100%. If you want your Wrestling for Life arena, if you want your Wrestling for Life championships, all of that. If you want to have your own tag stream championships and everything, Boston's got you covered when it comes to 2K23. But I know our brother from another mother, Mr. CJ, is going to have us going with the AW show or the other AW game when it comes out.
Yes, we're going to start doing some gaming coverage, and it will definitely focus around Fight Forever to begin.
Well, and did you see as I'm in commercial right now, did you see the little advertisement that they've done with MJF pitching the game, which is so interesting? I watched it and I retweeted because it's so great. He's like, let's get something straight, you porters. There's going to be one winner, and that's me, and a bunch of losers, which is y'all, in your mother's basement. Like, it's so, it goes back to that old, like, almost a little bit, and I will say this, and I know this might be a bit of a reach, but that, like, you remember when, like, Austin, The Rock, and Taker and all of them, like, cut the video packages, the promos and everything when they were having to deal with ESPN and all of that.
Yeah.
We're a wholesome family company, and you're getting somebody thrown out of the middle of the tower and everything.
Right. Big pause.
Why?
Calling you big pause. I think he's calling you big pause.
Big pause for the cause. Why?
Right. I wonder if Khan cried when Court Bauer got Booker of the Year last year. Did Court Bauer get Booker of the Year last year?
With who? I feel like Meltzer gave him Booker of the Year, Personality of the Year, Human Being of the Year. Any sort of award he could give him, he could. If Tony Khan was nominated, Tony Khan won, I feel.
Very true. Dana Brooke to valet for Ricochet and Mustafa Ali tag team. Team Twitter complainers. Team Twitter complainers. Not bad.
Team who gives a fuck.
Right. Team like, this isn't going to go well.
Right.
I get people who have a fascination with Sky's backside and whatnot, but the girl's still way too green to be getting the title pushes. I completely agree with you, Daniel. She went from dark to all of a sudden we're gonna win every match with this girl. It's a little surprising.
I still thought it was funny when it was a big announcement that she had signed with AW, and everyone's like, "Wait, I thought that was already a fucking thing."
Like, been here for a minute, right?
You're just congratulations. Kenny Omega has signed with AW. Now, granted, that's via contract extension, but there are certain people you're like, well, no shit. You work
right?
here.
She not signed? Fun facts: Grimace was supposed to be a tongue with taste buds. Okay.
What?
Okay.
It's time for the main event as we're hyping up the main event of Collision tomorrow night of CMFTR Ricky Starks versus Juice and the Gun Club, which I think is, I still like that. I know you initially called it. I still think we're getting there to where the Gun Club is part of the new Bullet Club.
Yeah.
I like how they're teasing it. They're dragging it along.
I think they fucked up.
Last.
Yeah, it's not making it last. To me, it's making it convoluted. Like, I think like they come out, they help. The Bullet Club get a win, they jump, they roll in the ring, and they hold their arms up. Like, you make an impact, you make a statement. Stop pussyfooting. You pussyfoot everything in this company.
Well, that's his middle name, Tony Pussyfoot Khan.
He said it. I didn't say
it. I said it. You can have that. That is what I'm mad at.
Right? It was like the whole MJF 4 Pillars match of like, it looks like a 4 Pillars match. It quacks like a 4 Pillars match. It walks like a 4 Pillars match. No, we're not having one. Oh, yes, we are. You didn't. I got you.
If it looks like a mark, if it cuts promos like a mark, and it books like a mark, it might be Tony Khan, but that's neither here nor
there. Here Comes the Pain would be perfect wrestling game if
not for one flaw.
You can't defend titles in an exhibition mode.
We're nitpicking games from a decade ago. Like, I'd hate to see you look at No Mercy or WrestleMania 2000 or anything like that.
Right. So tomorrow night, Brody King versus Andrade should be a really, really fun match.
There's going to be fantastic matches on Collision. Like, literally almost, you could say match of the week last week was Buddy Murphy versus Andrade. Fantastic match. And now we're getting Dookie. Just 5 guys Dookie. That's I didn't make that up. That's what they put on his fucking title plate, folks. If you want to challenge me, you can go and fact check me. But yeah, it's just 5 guys Dookie versus Jungle Boy, who gives a shit, Perry.
Right. Oh man, that fatal 4-way for the All Atlantic title is interesting.
It is Forbidden Door. Again, I think I mentioned this a bit more when you were on a pause there. Is it not more of it's 3 really great matches and a lot of other matches to keep you watching.
I love it when you call me Big Paws. Put your hands in the air.
It's all good, baby, baby.
Right. What in the blue hell did I come back to? I have no idea, sir.
Us.
Probably.
we're in blue and we're watching AW, so I guess we could say we're in the blue hell here.
Here comes Sonata. I mean, Doki. Why was Sonata on the screen?
Hawking a Dookie right now.
That's so funny.
As he's literally, if anyone's played Mortal Kombat, he looks like if Rain, the Mortal Kombat character, was in a shitty straight-to-DVD Mortal Kombat movie versus Jungle, who gives a fuck, Perry. Even Sonata doesn't give a shit.
Oh, okay. So, but they're still showing the Jungle Boy graphic. Like, that was so confusing. Pardon me if anybody caught that on the mic, but that was uber confusing how they kind of did it with the graphic. And then, anyway, now Jungle Boy's coming up. Doing the Triple H.
Oh, I've got him. Oh, he was setting up for the suplex there.
Oh, you're definitely ahead. But
I will pause here.
No. It's Rampage. It's Rampage. Okay. You're good.
No one gives a fuck about
Did the ring announcer just call him Dookie?
Yes, because that's his
meant,
name, Dookie. And this is a flush of a match. Hey, listen, your name is going to be fucking Dookie, and I understand. I'm sure it's a New Japan name that I'm probably mispronunciating and everything, but bruh, Takeshita, take a shitta. We got Dookie. What's going on with New Japan?
You're like, oh no, I thought we were getting something. I did it all for the Dookie. Come on. I did it all for the Dookie. No.
Why is that just blaring through my head now? I did it all for the Dookie. Yeah, the Dookie. Hit subscribe. Yeah, the Dookie.
George of the jungle. Watch out for that tree. Watch out for the
dinosaur.
Even though it's pronounced Donkey.
Donkey. What are you doing on my stream?
Yeah.
Dookie, what are you doing on my stream?
Do you know the Sky Blue, my girlfriend? I don't think Sky Blue knows that either.
I'm locked up. Won't let me out. Like, that's how you get hit with a restraining order there, my guy Mick. Like, respectfully.
Bro, it's Rain from Mortal Kombat.
Test your mind. Dun, 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 dun.
Jericho cutting a promo on the fans singing along to the entrance music and how he hates it. Oh, fuck off. That's as polite as it can be on that one. Come on now.
I hate so much that you sing along to everything that I say.
Yeah, yeah. Every time I come out, I'm smiling like an idiot, and I encourage you to go for an extra verse.
I just hate it when you just, go Judas in my mind. Sorry, I got a random chicken commercial as I'm in picture-in-picture.
Boy, chuck Dookie into that fucking rail. Who's Dookie's friend? There's a joke in here somewhere. No, let's move on.
Wipe?
Stain?
I was trying to think of anything.
I hate Limp Bizkit. Like, don't make
Flush?
Dokie. Okay, bro.
I don't care about this match, bro.
Jungle.
I don't care about Duque.
That's what I said, Larry. I'll take a sport with pride.
Take a sport with the pride. Time to play the game.
Right. Jungle Boy's going heel after Sunday. What if it's the fact that it could be tied to Hook some way, shape, or form? They were kind of selling us on like, we're friends, but I'm taking a match. Is that okay with you? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
No one cares about Jungle Boy in this match. No one predicts Jungle Boy to win this match. Christ, Sonata doesn't even know who Jungle Boy is in this match. And I like how Jungle Boy's response is like, cool. I haven't watched the Sonata match either. Yes, you fucking have. But so he's gonna turn heel on a guy who's already a heel, and it just there's nothing. He's the Dana Brooke of AW wrestling right now. I feel he's he's a wrestler void of personality.
Very much so. Okay, that's it for every Limp Bizkit reference on here. On out, I shank a puppy with a spork. That's intense, bro. That's intense.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
Just one of them days. Oh, sorry, dog.
When you want to wake up.
Rest in peace.
You should just drink yourself some chocolate starfish and some hot dog flavored water.
Yeah. Guarding the Forbidden Door, Sabu, Sandman, Raven, and RVD. We know at least half that list is not very functional.
They don't. Half that list has forgotten where the Forbidden Door is, and A, how to guard it, and B, doesn't have the knees or the hips that if you juke them, you're fucking past them. So
right, fucking, they fell through that Forbidden Door. They haven't come back since.
They fell through the sobriety door and haven't been back since.
Boston, that was definitely. I like that one. Dookie's friend. Oh, we're off the rails here on a Friday night here, folks.
And it's not even the weekend yet, technically.
It's the weekend. Fozzie's stuck. Fozzie is stuck. Mojo's sloppy seconds and a terrible, terrible band.
Waka waka.
That's part of the problem with Jericho is now Jericho believes his own hype. That's why he keeps getting in fights with people at hotels and on airplanes and shit. Is he walks in like he thinks he's Mick fucking Jagger and nobody knows who. Don't you know who I am? No, motherfucker.
I was going to say, well, I know none of us are as low as the level of Chris Jericho when it comes to staying at a hotel and everything, but there's at least 30 plus of us here, including the two of us. Have any of us had any bit of an issue or anything even close to the go ahead. You started talking with KJ.
I've almost been kicked out of one or two, but
was it?
But usually I'm polite. What?
I said, was it because of you?
Yes.
Was it true? 100%. Were you wearing blue?
Probably. I wasn't feeling blue though. No, I still have the letter somewhere where they came and gave us a written notice of like, if you do not behave. But usually when
assist at a hotel.
Yeah, at least I didn't throw my my hands on my hips and go, "Do you know who I am?" Like,
you
no,
didn't
it's not that. You just shut the fuck up.
4 tweets about, I will never stay at this hotel again.
No, like I understood why the hotel was. Well, at least
it was warranted. It was warranted.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the couple in the next room weren't too happy with all the fucking noise, but it was a Saturday night in Niagara. Fuck up. Jungle spewing water in the entrance. I got that one. 7 years ago, I played Fozzy for my brother and liked them.
And that was the last time you spoke to your brother? Is that what you were trying to say there?
I met my brother.
This is a test.
Freudian, Larry. I think you like him closetly. I think you do.
Now, well, no. Does it count if you, as Jungle Boy and Dookie, take a dump through the table here?
Oh, 2 count.
But now, if you like Judas, does that count as you like Fozzy or you like the song?
Listen, Judas for what it was in the beginning of, I mean, we're going back like 4 years now, right? Like it's not like it's not been like a brand new thing. It's been around for a while. We've heard that song played a shit ton.
Fozzy is the Nickelback of professional wrestling. I said it.
It's not even fair. I still feel like
Nickelback, but accurate.
Might be. Yeah, I mean that song.
Sorry.
In the beginning was fun. Like, I mean, I give it credit. I laughed at all the people that had their phones out so they could figure out the lyrics. But again, he's been a heel for 80% of the time he's been in the company. Fozzy doesn't have an evil song. Fozzy doesn't have another song. In 4 years, you couldn't write another fucking song that could be used. Not one. Ugh.
No, because it took him 4+ years to write a song. And I almost feel like it fits more. Like, I know we've made the comparison of that versus like Seth's song and everything, but Seth doesn't have any words, at least. Like, there's it's just noise of it's. Some people have even called it even in the chat of a battle hymn and everything.
It's perfect,
right? But you have Jericho with Judas of, all right, cool. So that was your single, your music video, and now because you're in a wrestling promotion, you're going to use it to get it even more over.
Right. Is that next? We're getting Boosie versus Sawyer Wreck and Joey Janela.
Poison Runner. Yeah, I missed what's been happening with GCW because dudes out here in board shorts.
Scott Stapp was like hilarious.
Wait, what now about Scott Stapp?
It said Scott Stapp would like to have a word with you. Not you, Boston.
You can have that.
It's Nick's favorite band.
With home wide open.
Shoot, I have taken a nap on a park bench like a bum. I don't care where I sleep. Be careful, my friend. Good way to wake up.
Was that were you saying that as a cry for help? Like, do you need?
Yeah, it was a cry for help or a brag.
Right. If it's a brag, what the fuck?
Alley catch coming to the ring with Effie. Wow.
As Jungle Boy picks up the win.
Well, yeah.
He squashed the Dookie. He flushed the Dookie.
He called the shit poop. Anyway. Oh, it's totally fair. Nickelback sucks.
He called the shit poop.
He called the shit poop. Yeah, that was shit and poop. I become man.
Hit the subscribe. Hit the subscribe.
What's up, big dog? Hey.
Sonata coming out right now.
Oh, this is the boy of the jungle.
Right. This is the Tarzan you have been talking about.
Right.
But Sonata already looks like literally 10 times more of the star. And I get he's coming out in the suit and everything. But again, like even to his point, this is the IWGP Championship. You would think it would warrant fucking something.
Jungle Boy wins. Yeah.
Jungle Boy versus him. Like, do we really? Yeah. Does anyone think Jungle Boy is winning this match? And if you do, get some help.
What if he does? Could Jungle Boy be the IWGP champion?
And that will be the end of I on the stream for the night. I will go and watch the dream matches by myself.
Yeah. I feel like they fucked up earlier, and I feel like they accidentally hit play on Sonata before Dookie was coming out, but I could just have made that up. It could be the vitamins talking. I could have sworn earlier that I was super.
You had a premature Dookie? You thought you had a Dookie and you didn't Dookie?
I thought it was a Dookie. It was just a Tootie.
Speaking of Dookies, I got Lucasfilms coming up right now. But yeah, so that does it for Rampage, at least for me. I've got Sonata. He pops out like a Dookie, just playing turtle, just poking a turtle head out there, and comes out and just gets in the face of Jungle Boy and then walks off. As I've got the start, or at least the intro of Joey Janela and Sawyer Wreck versus Effie, or Bussy.
JV, I can relate. I really can. But instead of doing 2 hours of housework, I do like 4 hours of streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, bro.
I was like, do we complain about me?
I'm not complaining.
No, not at all. I
don't recommend falling asleep on Park
can't knock it. So
right in 2023, I just do not advise it falling asleep on random park benches. I'm concerned for our friend JV. I want him to be safe. Somebody could steal his phone and he couldn't watch it.
And the air quality, thanks to them Canadian wildfires, you know.
Look, the fucking orange sun came back today. We were kind of free of it for a day or two, but it was all orange and creepy again.
You guys like Tang too much.
Oh, every time I hear Tang, I instantly think about Married with Children. It's the only.
I just think of the fucking the commercial. If you got purple stuff, you got Tang, you got Sunny D.
Hell no. Sonata deserves a moment for far too long before he finally got it. So to lose the belt to Jack Perry, shame on you, KJ. Listen, I don't book the shit. I just wonder if the people booking the shit could do it.
Touche. You're just anticipating the fuck up somewhere. Shame.
Hey.
The end is nigh. Time to run away. Tony Khan, the end is nigh.
Oh, man. But yeah, no, I mean, we still have Boosie taking on Sawyer Wreck and Joey Janela. Yeah, you heard us correctly.
I was going to say, do we want to stay with this? Because I'm here for it.
All right. Well, I'm still here. You still here?
Well, you got Sawyer Wreck and Alley Catch right now.
Yes, we do. And they're kind of twirling their hair like, hey, babe.
How you doing? Do something strange for a little piece of strange.
Right.
Do something strange for a light tube spot in the match.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, she tags out. But yeah, let's get some ratings on Rampage. How do we feel about Rampage tonight? Shit. I think the main event.
I feel like AEW, watching an AEW show is like the dude from fucking GTA of like, shit, here we go again.
Right. Yeah, Al Bundy was an international treasure. It was like my dad incarnate. It was hilarious.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Remember the fucking Tang sandwiches?
What the?
Yeah.
All right. You can have that.
Nothing wrong with the Tang sandwich, buddy. The best drink ever, Ecto Cooler.
Oh, there's so many snacks and everything that are discontinued. I hated Canada for the longest time. If we're going down nostalgia snacks and everything, because for the longest time, you guys were the only people that could get Dunkaroos.
Dunkaroos, man, that's my childhood there.
And right, and that's some bullshit because that's a gift you need to give to the world.
I did not realize
you can't hide.
I did not realize that Dunkaroos were a Canadian thing.
They were initially. We have gotten them back, and now they've gone a little bit. They're starting to get to the point of like how everything's flaming hot. You get flaming hot cereal, you get flaming hot Starburst and candies, you get flaming hot marshmallows. Which how does that happen? How is a marshmallow for us more hot before it's hot? But
I don't know if I want to eat a spicy marshmallow. Pause.
No one does.
6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. 5 on Rampage and 7.5 for SmackDown. Okay.
Mick out here, 100% SmackDown and Rampage. Yes, we did cover 100% of both.
We did.
Thank you for letting us know, Mick.
Start to finish. It was a hand raiser.
I appreciate this comment on a level you don't even understand. I need to drink some Labatt Blue to channel his inner Canadian of on one time or at times of I out Canadian the Canadian here. But also when I moved to New Hampshire, outside of growing up so close to the Canadian border, literally like the first couple of days was finding what grocery stores we could get blue and blue light at.
Right.
And buying it by the 30 rack.
Yeah.
Very much of fuck Bud Light, not Bloodlight. Fuck Bud Light, even Molson, anything like that. If they're hashtag not sponsored, but if there is a beer of choice that I'm going to as a regular drinking beverage, it is Labatt.
Absolutely. I mean, I mean, that's one of our advantages, always been our advantages. But I mean, it's funny because we used to get, when there was a time where we would go over the border, and when we get to like some of those border cities, we would start picking up the cases of beer because it was super cheap, like so much cheaper than our beer.
Now when you tap trees in Canada, now we're getting super nichey. Do you have to test if it's maple syrup or if it's Canadian beer coming through or Canadian whiskey? Like, do you have to taste once you tap it first if it could be one of those three options?
You usually find out after the kids put them on their pancakes pretty quick.
That's how you know if they need a nap after the pancakes. Yeah. You done fucked up.
Maybe 4 out of 10. There were matches, and hey,
sorry. Now I instantly thought of a fucking Shrek reference of going in the morning. I'm making waffles.
I'm making waffles. Joey Janela working on Alley Catch GCW, says John. You know what's good? What a good beer is? Foster's. I haven't drank a whole lot of Foster's. Maybe a couple.
Because even Australians and New Zealanders don't drink.
Nick should get drunk and watch Strange Brew. That movie is greatness. Apparently.
I'm apparently getting references or recommendations of not only my inebriation state, but also what I should watch in my inebriation state. But appreciate
Thank you. Kudos.
Well, no, still, we were always very much a channel by the vitamins. And speaking of watching movies, we've even talked about it. If we started doing, some watch longs and everything, or a watch party for, like a, why am I blanking on the fucking terrible WCW movie with Jeff Jarrett and David Arquette and all of that? It's literally, it's so bad. My mind is blocking it out. There we go. Thank you. Like I said, it's so awful. My mind was preventing me from remembering that bullshit.
Right. Damn. Now I want a beaver tail. Oh, dude. Now you're gonna make me go get a beaver tail.
It's Friday. Pause.
Right now.
KJ out here scooping out for the latest beaver tail.
It's delicious. It's delicious, Nick.
That's what she said too.
Right. Waffles.
It's just fried bread dough for those who don't know.
It's delicious fried bread dough, and they cover it in goodies if you want them to, and it's outstanding. It's true.
Waffles.
There we go. Stick with vitamins. Try to. Ready to rumble.
There we go. Thank you. See, everyone is just like, no, stay with the vitamins. Of everybody's still trying to keep us on the straight and narrow here. We're out here on the straight and narrow, like Jeff Jarrett or like Jeff Hardy and Jimmy Uso. If we just stick to the vitamins,
Right?
Just dipping into that alcohol.
Rumble. Anyway. Can we settle?
What?
Can we settle this over a pint? Ching, ching.
Is this never mind, go ahead.
In America, we call that a funnel. No, we also have funnel cakes. Beaver tails are better than funnel cakes, but really close. Same concept.
It's just a sheet of funnel cake.
Yeah, it's just one big flat beaver tail, big old paddle.
Right.
Hey, you now we're calling each other hosers. Now.
Oh my God. That's a derogatory term, sir. Right. I've got Effie with a spin out neck breaker onto Sugar Wreck on a 2 count on Joey Janela. That's what I was thinking of when I said the pause and everything. I was thinking of Shaun of the Dead. Can we settle this all over a pint and everything? Because I was thinking of Shaun of the Dead to where he's like, and go down to so and so and have a pint. And I was like, that's what we'd all do in a fucking zombie apocalypse here.
Yeah. Fucking A.
We got there. Sometimes the vitamins make the pages stick together, but we got there.
You don't want to give the dog a beer, eh? What? Yeah, Shrek. Can we settle this over a pint? I gotcha. I'm with you.
That's a Shrek reference?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that version.
We can't remember everything when we're live, and context is king. Big moonsault by Joey. Effie with the tag to Ali. Boot to the face.
Sorry, I got hypnotized by watching Ali from behind. That's neither here nor there.
Okay.
Shaun of the Dead is the most underrated, one of the most underrated movies ever. Yes, 100%.
Setting up the doomsday device, but Sawyer Wreck back in the ring. Sloppy shit. Clunky.
Well, it's GCW. Are you expected? X Factor. Break it down. What do you think about the idea of Sean Waltman, X-Pac, signing with AEW? Of, I guess Tony Khan's going of, I can't get you, Hunter, but I'll get all your friends.
Maybe.
I'll get you, Billy Gunn, and your dog Toto too.
Right. Again, I think Sean Waltman has been accredited with having an outstanding wrestling mind. So
100%.
A positive if you utilize it. But we know, and maybe I'm wrong, but we do know that Sean doesn't really have what he used to have in ring, right? Like we saw him make his return to GCW. He got hurt during his return. I don't know where, in ring, he's not going to bring a whole fucking lot. But as far as helping and being a personality, absolutely.
Oh, 100%. Well, it's even of how it's infamous as Cannonball from Alley there. But when they were doing their watch alongs and their watch parties and everything, if you got to halfway your introduction to Pat McAfee through that, to where Sean's out there, and even it was the most talked about thing of his reaction to the Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt Hell in a Cell match of he's going to call bullshit when it's bullshit. And that's a company that, unfortunately, love it or hate it, has bullshit coming out its ears. Needs somebody like that can at least, even if they're not going to go every week, if they can sit there and they can still cut a promo, they can still, at least they're a fucking mind that knows professional wrestling in this business. And it's somebody that I think Tony would probably listen to.
I don't know about that. Maybe.
At least for a week.
Maybe. Oh, please, God, no. I know Billy Gunn wants X-Pac there, but it's called X-Pac Heat for a reason. It's Go Away Heat. It's got a valid argument, Daniel.
I think the X-Pac Heat has now become, that term has become overused and overdone and overworked and everything. Everybody still at times, I feel, connects X-Pac Heat to Go Away Heat.
Right.
But I think X-Pac is Sean Waltman was very underrated for what he did.
Yeah. You're not wrong there. And again, X-Pac Heat's one thing. Bringing back a Sean Waltman, not to be an active wrestler, but somebody that kind of, maybe even if he kind of plays like the Billy Gunn role, right? Where he chaperones every once in a while, mixes something up because he, still has flashbacks of the good old days. But I don't think anything beyond that.
Right.
But
I just saw this of Larry saying, Daniel, like a vid. What? Well, you should like a vid, by the way, we're at 261 right now. We're still teasing on the line of 300 right now.
Yeah. Well, folks, I mean, wait, Joey Janela's going under the ring, grabbing some chairs, grabbing some tables. Sawyer's just choking Effie.
Do we call it on this match, sir?
I think so.
We call it an evening.
I think we're good. I think we've rolled along. I think the crowd is dwindled.
We've busted our load after this match.
I think if we get off quick enough, never mind. Anyway, with all that being said, folks, thank you for punching. With all that being said, thank you for joining us here tonight. If you're still here, you almost deserve a fucking Purple Heart at this point.
We've been down since day one. We were down.
It's been an interesting Friday night. It didn't exactly blow the doors off, but let's call it the calm before the storm. We head into Collision tomorrow night. We'll find out who's going to partner with Sting and Darby. Dun dun dun. It's
Bret Hart.
Could it be David Finlay? No.
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart. I'm down. That'd be confused to everybody.
Just all of his sourpussness out there.
Thank you, TJ. Thank you. But and then we're back for Forbidden Door. So make sure you click that little bell, click the like. Go check all our links below. Don't forget to go say hi to Luna Havoc. Be polite, be a gentleman. And check out all the content below. But with all that being said, we are going to duck out on this Friday. We will be back. We're always back. We cover more live wrestling than anybody else, folks. Nick, I'm tired. It was a crazy.
Guess who's back again? Well, yeah, we got like 17 hours when it comes to Sunday it's a Tony Khan pay-per-view. So you could start it up when you wake up and still not be finished by the time you go to sleep here. But our shit is real. Our shit is real. Our shit is all authentic. When you talk about the rest of you, better put that for life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. Thank you. Don't miss Collision and Forbidden Door. Good night.